Welcome to the Issue Crew, the show where we all have issues with our lives and with each other. I am your host, Riley, joined by a small cast of characters, but they're wacky nonetheless. And first of all, that joke I made in the Quiplash video that hasn't come out yet is already poorly aged, because here's Andrew.
I was so confused what you were talking about, and I was like, oh yeah, oh my
Yeah,
god.
I said you were only on episode 1.
Yeah, no, I'm on episode
5.
5?
This is 5. Yes.
That's...
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew. Indeed it is.
I got a
and
really bad sense of time.
Mo Diggity's here.
Hi, everyone. Hey, did you want to know why why I said I was going to be about 5-10 minutes late? Since you need to know the reason?
Sure, go ahead. Tell our audience why.
I was getting ice cream.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, my brother was like, hey, if you go get it, I'll buy it. And I was like, well, it's got to be real quick. Can I go to just a little store, not to like a Dairy Queen or anything? So we got little pints of ice cream. He got butter pecan. I got cookies and cream.
That's why Mo just kept... He was waiting till on the show where I couldn't like scream at him too hard to tell me the reason. Yeah, he
screamed at me anyway.
Because Mo, the thing about Mo was like, he comes into the call and he's like, hey guys, I gotta go to the store. I'll be back in 20 minutes, like 5 minutes before we start the show. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
what do you mean?
Never really happened ever, like the one time.
And then I asked you why you had to go to the store and you kept dodging the question.
Because if I told you that I was going to the store to get ice cream, you'd scream some more and say no. And then we got to start the show, so I had to duck it.
You motherfucker.
Sorry.
You fucking trickster.
Well, not really much of a trickster. I just had to, I had to assert myself so I can go get my free ice cream.
God damn it, Mo Diggity. All right.
Hey, you can't beat me wrong for them.
So we got another 3-man show. Me, Demi, and Jason, pretty powerful trio. I think that YouTuber episode turned out pretty good. But I think this particular trio here might be the table scraps of the Issue Crew, if you know what I'm saying.
Bitch.
Racist. Everyone in this call is white. What is racist about that?
That's what you think.
What and Demi and Jason are also white.
Well, that's good for them.
Yeah, we're all white. So this
what
is
if
the
I
whitest.
wasn't?
I was about to say this is the whitest podcast on the internet, but I guess we have Heartsy, so that's not true.
No, the Try Guys is the whitest one.
Well, they're not a podcast, but yes, they are very white.
Yeah, we're like white adjacent, but like white trash. That's what we are.
Heartsy's just our token like representation. It's like, all right, we got a group of 6 white guys. We got to find somebody who isn't white. And then we got Hispanic icon, Heartsy Protsy.
Okay, see, I wasn't even saying anything like that. You brought that up, so.
Again, Mo, these funny little offensive jokes only become weird once you spend 2 minutes pointing out how weird they are.
You do not know how to do bants. I fucking swear to God, Riley. It's like you cannot banter.
Well, your bants suck because your bants are just like, oh, I wasn't saying that. Ooh, that's
and you're
racist.
supposed to go. You're supposed to say something funny instead of pointing out the obvious truth.
Okay.
You always do that.
Well, Mo, obviously maybe we're just incompatible. I'll have to replace you with somebody else who's a token diverse member.
No, I'm fine with that. I don't care.
We'll get Robel on the show, get some Asian representation. But folks, today we are here to discuss a little franchise I like to call Dragon Ball. Now, Dragon Ball, for those uninitiated, which I'm sure literally every person on the fucking planet knows who Goku is, even if they have not done anything Dragon Ball related. Dragon Ball was a Shonen Jump manga, which came out in the 80s. I'm pulling out the Wikipedia article, so I have the exact year. 1984 was when
God
Dragon.
damn.
Damn, it's almost as old as Mo.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I was about to make that joke.
Almost as old as Mo. Now, Dragon Ball is a story that's spanned a very long time. Possibly the best known part of the story is the second half of the original manga, adapted as the anime Dragon Ball Z. Now, I know the three of us in this call, we are the only people in the issue crew who give a single fuck about Dragon Ball. That's why it's just the three of us. And also some
Because
people
we're
were
the cool
busy,
part of
so
the
it worked
crew.
out. Yeah, we're cool, and we know what good anime/manga is. So we'll talk about some specific aspects. We'll have some discussions. I have a couple questions I'm going to pitch to the board, but first, just a very general question I have to pitch to you guys. Just how did you discover Dragon Ball, and what does Dragon Ball mean to you? Mo Diggity?
Well, I discovered Dragon Ball Z this one time when I was just randomly flipping through fucking channels and I was like 13, 14 years old. And I happened upon one of the ones where he was on Snake Way and they were fighting, and the Z fighters are fighting Nappa and Frieza. That's what I
Nappa
remember.
and Frieza?
Fuck. Nappa and fucking Vegeta, sorry. Yeah, that's how I found it. Just randomly out of the blue one day.
What is its continual effect on you? Like, what does Dragon Ball mean to you? What's the second half of that question?
I guess what it means to me is like, it's the reason why I got into serialized anime, because like I was into anime like movies and stuff. I didn't really care about the shows. And then because everyone was shoving Sailor Moon down my throat back in those days, because that was the first really, really, really huge anime. I think that really took off, that and Speed Racer, you know?
I don't know if I'd cite Speed Racer alongside Dragon Ball. I feel like I'd pick like
No,
Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or
no. I'm talking about like at the beginning in America.
Well, yeah, it was like
Because
Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
no. This is the early 90s before Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh were even really a thing, because like
Okay, so
Pokemon
it was
was like
Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon, and then it was Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
yeah. No, it was really what it was a handful of like weird Japanese anime cartoons, and then fucking Speed Racer. Everyone loved Speed Racer because it was a fun Saturday morning cartoon for the kids to watch. And then Sailor Moon started becoming this huge thing, and right around then, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were starting to really show up on like Saturday morning cartoons and stuff. Because the weird thing about it is Dragon Ball Z was like super early in the morning. Like most of us missed it when if you're my age, we missed that because we were up at like 6 o'clock. We were up at about 7:30 because we wanted breakfast and then Saturday morning cartoons. And then we started getting all of our own TVs and shit, and we just watched what we want at that point.
Yep. Thankfully, I had my own TV my entire life. This has nothing to do with Dragon Ball, but I was lucky as a child that even from like the age of like 3, I had a little Mickey Mouse TV in my room, and I could just like watch whatever I wanted and like keep to my own devices. Age 3 was a good age. I was sentient. I could enjoy things and like have human experiences, but I had no responsibilities. I didn't have to go to school yet. Age 3 is the best age, objectively.
I don't remember being 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't remember like my entire 3-year-old life, but like I have some select memories, and I know that I was like fully sentient at the time. And like the shit that I enjoyed when I was 3, I remember, and some of it I still enjoy to this day. And it's before you have any responsibilities, so age 3, best age. Because 1 and 2 you aren't sentient, but 3 you are.
I wasn't sentient until like 4, but okay.
Well, I guess you were a slower kid than me. I was sentient at 3.
Well, it's good for you for being fast, but not all of us can be fast.
I mean,
But
to be honest, mean, to be honest, I remember like some of the times before I went to kindergarten, but I don't remember most of those times at all. I just remember a little bit here and there.
So an interesting thing I want to bring up to you, Mo, and you probably don't remember, so maybe this is just a moot point, but perhaps you do. So Andrew and I are Zoomers, and you're not a Zoomer. I'm not gonna make a you're 47-year-old joke, but like you are significantly older than us. And you were around when Dragon Ball Z was first airing, so you probably saw some of those like older, weirder dubs, right?
The ocean dub, isn't it?
Yeah, before
Sean
Sean
Schemmel and
Schemmel
Chris
and
Sabat. Yeah.
yeah, before they were even in there. I remember those times. Yeah.
Do you have like which Goku? Do you know his name? Because there were a
Hmm.
couple of the old ones.
Well, okay. So how it worked for me was for like years, like a couple of years, we had the same like we had the Dragon Ball series up until like at the near the end of when Goku came back and fought Raccoon. Like we had the quote unquote
Oh
original,
shit!
and then because it would get to the Raccoon fight, the Ginyu Force fight, and it'd fucking start all over at the very beginning with Raditz showing up. And so we had that for fucking years, right? And then all of a sudden we got like a quick promo. Hey, we got all the shit back and Dragon Ball Z is coming back. We're going to continue it. This is like years, right? And then all of a sudden, we have all these new fucking voice actors, and I thought they sounded like shit. I hated Goku.
Were these new voice actors? These were Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat?
Yes, but
Okay.
of course I changed my mind on them. But like it was so fucking weird. It was like, dude, because like Vegeta sounded like shit, Piccolo sounded like shit, Goku sounded like shit. Like everyone had such a weird voice, and I wasn't into it. And then we read that, oh yeah, they changed VAs on there. I was like, dude, that fucking sucks. I'm used to the other guys, but
Apparently there was a Goku voice change at some point, even while it was still Ocean, because there were two Gokus. There was Ian Corbett, I think, was the first dude. So Ian, like he's known by his first, middle, and last name, but I don't remember his middle name. I think his first and last is Ian Corbett. And eventually Ian Corbett was replaced by Peter Kalamis, which is my favorite Goku. Like obviously I watched the fucking Sean Schemmel Chris Sabat version because that's what I grew up with and that's what is most readily accessible. But whenever I look at clips from Peter Kalamis Goku, top notch, perfect for Goku. They need to bring Peter Kalamis back. Also voiced Rolf in Ed, Edd n Eddy, I think. Same dude.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and he was such a good Goku. It was really fucking cool. But anyway, Andrew, Mo, unless you had anything else to say, we can move on to Andrew now.
Yeah, it was just super weird, but you got used to it, and the voices did grow on me, and I really liked the whole like from the end of the Frieza saga, like the very end of the Frieza saga, where he goes Super Saiyan for the very first time, up until the very end of Dragon Ball Z. I loved the hell out of that Goku, and I got used to Vegeta and all that stuff. But I think what sort of bothers me is like how Goku sounds in Dragon Ball Super. Even though I get used to it, I'm more into the.
It's the same.
Hold on, wait. Yeah, but they changed the tone of his voice, and like he sounds kind of funny. Like if you go back and like watch like Buu Saga, Dragon Ball Z, the voice is significantly different than that from him in Dragon Ball Super. But I love Super more than Z, and I fucking love the shit out of Z, so that's fine.
Oh my god! All right,
fuck off! Like I'm so sick of this this plebeian fucking little fucking mentality. nothing new can be cool. It's always the older stuff
All
that's
right.
cool.
Listen, Mo, I want to have this argument, but I don't want it to be a random tangent. I want to go around and get everybody's Dragon Ball origin.
All right. Well, all right. Consider
And then
me
we'll
done
have
then.
we'll put a pin in this. We'll go right back to it.
All right.
But in the meantime, Andrew, how did you
Mhm.
discover Dragon Ball, and what does it mean to you?
I was watching Pink Panther, and I think I I fucked with my remote in whatever room I was in, and it went from whatever the fuck I was watching on whatever show to Nicktoons, and they were doing Dragon Ball Z Kai on Nicktoons.
Oh yeah, I remember Kai on Nicktoons. That shit slapped. That's probably how I discovered it too. To be honest.
I think they were in the Raditz saga, maybe a little bit further in. I do remember eventually watching the Saiyan saga, and then the Frieza saga, and then the droids in Cell. And then obviously I never watched the Boo saga because that wasn't in Kai until
Well, it was years later.
years later, yeah. But
I
it
actually
wasn't then.
here's my thing. This is a brief tangent. I'll talk about how I discovered Dragon Ball after Andrew talks about what it means to him. But I will say that the only Dragon Ball anime arc I've watched, because the way I experienced the entire Dragon Ball story was the manga. Like the only way I've consumed Dragon Ball in its entirety from beginning to end was reading the manga during class in middle school. The anime I really watched just like whatever was on TV at any given time. But I binged through specifically the Buu Saga of Kai because it was branded differently. So I didn't have to feel weird about being on like episode 300 instead of episode 1 because it was branded as Dragon Ball Z Kai the final chapter. So I could watch like Dragon Ball Z Kai the final chapter, episode 1 through 60. So that was the only saga I've experienced from beginning to end in anime form is the Buu Saga.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Because I read the whole manga. But anyway, Andrew, tell us what Dragon Ball means to you and what it's done for you in your life.
Uh,
Or just like how you
uh,
feel about it in general. It doesn't have to be
well,
too deep, I guess.
well, I guess I still enjoy it. It's not like something I would die for now, like how I would when I was like 7, maybe.
Fair.
I'm still trying to finish Super. I'm like maybe halfway through Super now, despite knowing everything that happens in Super.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm literally like, I never got past the fucking Resurrection F arc in Super, but I literally know every single event that happens because I heard about it on the internet. I know
Yeah.
exactly how Super goes from beginning to end, even though I haven't seen it.
I know how it goes, but I'm still gonna watch it.
For
I'm still
sure.
gonna enjoy it.
And I've seen like some fights from Super that are pretty dope, but we'll talk about Super because me and Mo are gonna have some words with each other about Super.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, I guess I'll go over my Dragon Ball origin, which is basically the same as Andrew's. As a child, I was an avid viewer of the Nicktoons channel because it had all like the cool Nickelodeon cartoons and Nickelodeon shows that weren't fucking SpongeBob, and thus they wouldn't air them on the normal Nick channel. So I was a big Nicktoons enjoyer as a boy, and then there was this show called Dragon Ball Z Kai on Nicktoons, and I started to tune in. And I started to get pretty deep into this show. And I started to see like some original stuff too, some of the movies. Because I remember, so I used to go to Maine with my grandparents every summer, and like that's just where I would spend my summer. We were at a campground. We were in a trailer. It's like it had like full electricity and everything. It's a fucking trailer. So I watched a lot of TV. And sometimes we would go to a video store. Because my grandfather would buy like his fucking Western DVDs or whatever the fuck. And there were Dragon Ball Z DVDs and Dragon Ball GT DVDs. So every time we went to the video store, my grandma would buy me a Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT DVD that I picked out. So I got to experience old Dragon Ball Z shit in movies and also some of Dragon Ball GT, which eventually also started airing on Nicktoons. So I got it that way as well. But yeah, the Dragon Ball is really cool. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. It just truly, it's a truly amazing story, and we'll get more in depth into that. I hope Mo will. I don't know how much Andrew's gonna entertain intellectual conversation about the character arcs in Dragon Ball, but hopefully Mo will, at the very least.
Oh
but
yeah, I fucking love Dragon Ball Z.
but yeah, Dragon Ball, very big part of my life. Probably one of my favorite animes of all time. Like, again, it's like, I don't know, because like I love Death Note. Death Note is like my favorite thing, but I feel like Dragon Ball and its existence have been like far more influential in my life. That like, even though Death Note is my favorite anime, if you ask me like, okay, all anime dies right now, it never existed except for one, pick one. Despite my love for Death Note, I'd probably pick Dragon Ball
Damn.
because Dragon Ball has just been so influential in my life and means so much to me and transcends itself like in so many other mediums that like I think even though I love Death Note so much as a show, Death Note is just a fucking show. Dragon Ball is a franchise, and it's a franchise that like means a lot to me. But let me make my fucking point about Super, okay? I like Dragon Ball Super. It is good. What I've seen is very good. I don't dislike what I've heard, and I definitely don't dislike what I've seen. But the thing about Dragon Ball Super is it just doesn't feel right in a lot of ways. Like it's still a good show, but just it's impossible to match Akira Toriyama's original vision as it was told from the beginning of Dragon Ball to the end of Dragon Ball Z. It is impossible to replicate that when Akira Toriyama's not working on it directly. He's writing like vague outlines for the story and shit, but other people have to interpret those outlines and like make the fights and shit. I think the fact that Toriyama is not behind the fight choreography is an important loss. Like the fight choreography is good, but I think Toriyama was very good at translating stakes into fight scenes in a very like seamless way. Whereas like Toyotaro and whoever runs the Super Anime don't really have that power as amazingly as Toriyama did. So that's where Super loses it for me. And also there is some, some light character assassination, so some slight murder of character arcs and just a little bit, just slightly. Goku kind of flanderized at times. They kind of got rid of all the nuance of Goku's character, and now he's just, oh, I'm a stupid monkey. I throw the punch. And that's kind of unfortunate, as compared to the amazing nuanced character from Akira Toriyama's story. Mo, do you have a rebuttal to this?
No, I don't have a rebuttal at all to it. It was an interesting story.
I meant, like, for Goku being completely flanderized in Super. I thought you'd have something to say about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was something else got my attention for a second. Well, like no, they kind of turned into like sort of a hick. Like
that's my big problem. Is like Goku is like this.
It's weird,
this hero character, and then he becomes like a fucking hick.
Yeah, because like he's been a farmer canonically. He's a farmer. Chi-Chi wanted him to be a fucking farmer this entire time, and so he'll get on there when he's not training, and he'll go like play with the farm and shit. But then he's like, I ain't got no time for that. And so I was like, when the fuck does Goku talk like this? Like that's so weird. But you get used to it. But it's also kind of weird that he'll say things like I ain't no kind of hero or anything. It's like, dude, like all of Dragon Ball Z was him going, I am the hero, ally to good, nightmare to you.
Did Goku say stuff he like isn't that. A hero directly? He said that?
Yeah, in Dragon Ball Super, when he's fighting Jiren in the Tournament of Power, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like, did the writers just not like watch Z at all? I thought that was really, really weird.
So here's the weird thing, and maybe if anybody watches this who happens to be super in-depth into like Japanese Dragon Ball can red pill me on this. But from what I've heard, apparently Goku's obviously objectively a hero, like he saves the world all the time. But I've
Yeah.
heard that the English localization portrays Goku as more of like a pure hero character, whereas in the Japanese show, he's more like he wants to fight the strong guy, and it just so happens that the strong guy is the bad guy.
Yeah, I get that a little bit from like, okay, so when I say it was weird that he says I ain't no kind of hero, that was in the Japanese dub, but for some reason or another, they kept that in the English dub. So you hear Sean Schemmel like repeat that same line, and I thought that was kind of odd that they would go ahead and just like leave it like with that. You know, you figured that they would know that they would know that aspect of Goku, how he's like this huge fucking hero and all that, and how he likes to be a good guy.
Yeah, I think I can't imagine the Japanese version depicts this as much as people try to tell me. Because Goku in the original Dragon Ball is a fucking hero.
Yeah, see, I watched the original Japanese version, right? Because the lady who does the voice for Goku also does it for Gohan, because they're essentially the same fucking voice, right?
Yeah, Goku
like,
maintains the
it
same
really-
voice from childhood to adulthood, and it also passes down to Gohan and Goten in the Japanese version.
Oh yeah. It's like all three of them are essentially the same. It's kind of funny. I'm sure there's like a Japanese VA joke that I'm not getting because I'm a stupid American. But yeah. I enjoy their VA work a lot more. Like, even though I like Sean Schemmel a lot, I think the true voice of Goku goes to the lady who fucking does the voice for him in Japan, because like you get the feeling that that she's really the true voice of Goku, because she's been like, I think, the only voice for Goku for like decades now.
Yes, there's only ever been one in Japan, and it's her.
Yeah, so if you watch the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, they're vastly different than the American version, and we're used to the American version. But the second that you start watching the Japanese version, you'll get spoiled on it, because who cares about reading fucking subtitles? Just fucking do it and enjoy it, because I think it's written better, and I get the Japanese humor a little bit better than I do the American one, because the Japanese are aimed toward the fans of the show, and the American one's trying to get everyone to watch it. So it's a little bit, very vanilla, but like mid-level vanilla, you know what I mean? Like, because they don't put as much love and oomph into the American version that the Japanese do for the Japanese version. I feel anyway.
So Mo, I want to get your take on this then. If you've in depth watched the original Japanese version, do you think the Goku is not a hero in the Japanese version thing is exaggerated? Because I feel like it has to be. Goku feels like such a hero character to me that like I refuse to believe anybody who tells me that he's not, even if it's true.
Well,
I won't
okay.
believe you either, but I want to hear your take anyway.
Okay. So he does the ally to good, nightmare to you stuff, like during the Frieza arc and all that. And he has tons of, I'm a good guy, but he's also sort of a sputtering putz at times. And, his wants, his desire to fight supersedes any heroicism, heroics, heroic deeds he might actually be doing. Even though he does that, he still like is a hero. Like, he won't let people die unless like there's just no time to get anyone. Like, case in point, there was a movie where Namek was about to blow up and all the Namekians were gonna die, and he managed to get everyone off of Namek into the fucking spaceship
Was that the Metacooler movie?
I think so. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I do believe so. There's also a few times where he saved like millions of people on Earth and all that shit by doing teleportation and stuff. But yeah, there's been a few times where he just couldn't do it. And when he couldn't do it all three times, he fucking took it so hard that he just let people down and let people die.
Okay,
Like,
so even in the
because, like,
Japanese version,
because
he
Kid
holds
Buu,
these hero values
yeah,
that he
because
does in the American version.
Kid Buu blew up the fucking planet and he couldn't fucking save anyone. And he was very mad. But, there's a lot more times where he's just like, truth, justice, bad guy, good guy. Just don't hurt my family. I just want to fight and see how strong you are and see how strong I can get. That's normally his status quo. In the American version, it's truth, justice in the American way plus fight.
Yeah.
They kind of made him anime Superman in America.
I think the American version still kind of holds that value of him valuing gaining strength over everything else, but it also is just stronger in their depiction of him as a hero, and that's the character that resonates with me. Like I can see some Japanese Dragon Ball from time to time. I'm not going to turn up my nose to it, but I just become so used to the English version, and I think that Sean Schemmel sells this hero character so well that it's just really good. Even though Sean Schemmel's a fucking scumbag, he voices a real good Goku.
Yeah, it's sad that he's kind of like a douchebag, but you just try to enjoy what you can and take it one day at a time.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
let's go around. So we'll get Andrew back in the fold here. We'll let him go first because he's been silent for a while. I wanna ask this. I believe me and Andrew agree on this point. So it'll be interesting to see if it's all three of us agree on the same thing, or if Mo has a different thing. But I believe if I'm correct, me and Andrew will have the same answer to this. So let's go around the horn. Andrew first. What is your favorite arc in Dragon Ball?
Hmm. I don't know.
Well, the gun is to your head, Andrew. You got to pick something. I believe we agreed on, we made a Dragon Ball tier list and we agreed on what the best arc was, both of us. So that's why I kind of did that preamble where I was expecting you to give the same answer I was going to give, but I guess you just forgot. On Andrew, don't be so indecisive. You gotta throw your fucking feet down. Just stand your ground.
Probably the Android saga or the Android arc, whatever you want to call it.
The Android / Cell arc.
I don't even know if I guess if you're gonna put Cell in that one too.
Oh shit, you meant the androids before Cell? Because I think the Android arc really just exists as the setup to the Cell arc, which is why I consider them the same thing.
I mean, if you want to consider them both, then sure, consider them both. More the merrier.
Well, yeah, but the Android arc lasts a little while, though.
Yeah, but like the Android, so did the fucking Ginyu Force in the Frieza saga. Basically,
well, no. The Ginyu Force was a part of that was in the middle of the Frieza saga.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, well, I guess it starts with the androids, so that's the only difference. But I think,
yeah, because like the whole thing,
it's like there's like the Namek half and the fighting Frieza half of the Frieza saga. I feel like it's the same thing with the Cell saga, where you have the android half and the Cell half, but they're the same saga.
I think that's supposed to be like considered the Frieza saga, like the entire arc on Namek.
Yes, and
I think so. The entirety of it's supposed to be the Frieza arc.
Yes, and I believe that by the same coin, the Android arc is included within the Cell arc.
Well, yeah, true, but however, the Android arc had like a ton of standalone episodes by themselves, though, because they all fight the Z fighters for like a long time, and then Trunks shows up. Or no, Cell shows up. Then Trunks shows up saying, "Hey, this dude named Cell showed up." And I think we then got into the Cell saga. I mean, I guess you could make both into the Cell and Android saga, but it's a little bit weird and a little bit conflicting because there was a lot going on for during the Android saga. and then the androids got gobbled up by Cell as soon as he can get them.
Unfortunately, because I love 17 and 18.
Well, they did a great job of like representing them in Dragon Ball Super, I thought.
Oh yeah. They're
Yeah,
good
in
in Super
fact,
too.
yeah, in fact, it was really cool to see everyone like not to get too off subject, but speaking of the androids, I love the fact that they both got a fucking good power boost because like 17 is all like sorts of super fucking powerful, and so is 18. No, wait, 17. No, 17's the chick and 18's the dude, right?
No, other way around.
Other way around. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 17's fucking big and badass.
Yeah, it was weird that 17 just kind of went MIA until Super.
Well, yeah, because no, he
He
didn't
was
go.
off range in his park.
Yeah. You see him in his ranger clothes, I think, at the end of Z.
Well, yeah, you see literally every character who ever existed at the end of Z when they're giving the power to the Spirit Bomb. So yeah, 17 is shown. But we never really get like a speaking line or like decent shit with him again after he's absorbed by Cell until fucking the Tournament of Power arc in Super.
Unless you
Yeah,
wanna...
we do. It takes a while for them to get there. Like 7 or 18 gets more screen time.
Yeah,
In
because
like
18 bangs
movies and
Krillin,
everything.
which is the most base thing you can do. Based character.
You wanna fuck Krillin? Okay.
Yeah, Krillin deserves it, man. Krillin is a fucking warrior. Make fun of Krillin all you want. He gets his ass kicked, but he keeps showing up. That man keeps showing the fuck up to protect what he believes in. Krillin is a man to be respected.
Sure.
Because at least he's not Tien or fucking Chaozu or fucking or Yamcha.
Well, don't be rude to Tien. Tien's pretty determined as well.
Tien's so weak. He had one like it actually kind of sucks though, being for real. They really dropped the ball with Tien because like he had that
shit.
Well, no, he had that one really
Tien
bad.
went out well because they knew the power scaling was getting to the point where Tien was going to be completely irrelevant. So they gave him like his final big moment when he tri-beamed Cell into the fucking ground.
Yeah,
and it was amazing.
Super.
Yeah, but they could have just wrote some line or all right, he found some ancient fucking martial arts scrolls or something, or he went to go fucking train with the other people because like I just I don't
got
get
fucking dicked.
Well, like I don't get how he can do everything that basically. Well, he can fly and do all the stuff, but Master Roshi can't. But Master Roshi can't fly, but he's fucking
Can he
stronger.
not?
No, he actually in Super, he tells the cat and the fucking bearded dude who eats Yajirobe.
Yajirobe and Korin.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, thank you. Fuck, I forgot Korin's fucking name. And I just got done watching because I've been watching like Dragon Ball Super and Z stuff for like fucking 4 days straight. Yeah, he tells them, "Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I can't fly." And then they do the fucking anime fall down on the ground thing.
Can he just not fly because he's old or because he never learned? It seems silly.
I don't think he ever learned. But But Master Roshi's the fucking MVP of the the Tournament of Power.
I mean, even Goku was late to the flying party. Like, there was a significant amount of time where like other people could fly and he couldn't, right? Like he couldn't even fly in the Raditz Saga. He was still on Nimbus.
No, he still flew, except at that
He
time
can fly,
he wasn't
it's
as
just
strong.
Nimbus
was faster.
At that time, Nimbus was faster than his flight.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah. Like it took him forever to get off his snake way. Like he was flying and running and jumping because he couldn't just like fly at the full speed he can at the Android arc, or even during the Frieza arc. Like he gets stronger in the Frieza arc where he's just flying nonstop.
Yeah, that's when the Nimbus becomes irrelevant finally, but Goku can still fly. Okay, got it. I remembered him still being on the Nimbus, so for some reason I thought he couldn't fly.
I hated when I hate when the Dragon Ball stuff, like when they get rid of little things like
the power pole.
Yeah, I love Goku with the flying Nimbus and the fucking power pole because that was just cool, you know. Like you didn't really need to get rid of that, but you did anyway. Kamehameha, fly, instant transmission, and I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
No, no, no. I was done.
Okay. So to give my answer for favorite arc, so I guess we had a little spat about whether the Android Saga is included in the Cell Saga. I personally include it, but either with or without, my answer would still be the Cell Saga.
Yeah, like
Um,
I wouldn't like fault anyone who wants to include both in there. I think it's Android/Cell at that point. But
yeah,
like
the Android. I believe the technical term it is considered all one thing, and it is called the Android arc because even Cell is an Android.
I
So
mean,
the whole thing is the Android arc.
yeah, like a lot of people still debate whether or not the Saiyan saga, the very first start of Dragon Ball Z, they're one like some people say the Saiyan saga is everything, including Raditz's. Like Raditz's fight is supposed to be the
Raditz's
Saiyan
fight is like
saga. And
2
hold on, wait,
episodes
wait, 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 wait.
long. So yes, it is part of the Saiyan saga.
No, well, it's like a few episodes long because he shows up, kicks some ass, and they fight for a while. Then Goku sacrifices himself.
Well, that's in a
That's when he goes to fucking King Kai and trains on King Kai's planet for a long time. King Kai is one of my favorite characters, by the way.
how long the Raditz fight is in the original anime. I don't know if there was like filler in the Raditz fight, but
Well,
in
there is
Kai,
a little bit.
I
There
believe
is
it's 2 episodes.
there is a little bit because like for like a little while, you're seeing these two mysterious the Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa,
Oh yeah,
and like
fucking redhead Vegeta before they knew what color he was supposed to be.
yeah, before they figured anything out for the dude. And then like the first time you see them is that like 5 second shot of them in the fucking cryostasis pods. And then they stop by that one bug planet and eradicate it, which I thought was a really cool way to introduce Vegeta and Nappa as these like two huge scumbag pieces of shit. I like that a lot.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, my favorite arc is the Cell arc. I think it is like executed brilliantly, down to the last detail. Um, basically, I don't know what Mo's gonna say. He might pull out some super bullshit, knowing him. But it seems like the general consensus of the Dragon Ball community is which is better, the Frieza saga or the Cell saga, and those
Well,
are like
yeah.
the 2 options.
Well, yeah, I figured that we were. Well, no, there's like the fucking 3 options: Saiyan, Cell, and Android. Saiyan, Cell, and Boo.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. Well,
Yeah, because
yeah,
like dude, with the
there's
Saiyan saga, you get so much. Like it's the fucking very beginning. It's like
I know,
the
I know.
first-
But listen, I'm not shitting on the Saiyan saga. I'm simply surmising that my observations of the Dragon Ball community are that there are some Saiyan saga lovers and there are some Buu saga lovers, but it seems like the general populace is just like the debate as to which is the best arc between Frieza and Cell specifically,
I
because
mean,
those are the 2 that are like held up on the highest pedestal.
there's yeah, and that's very like typical, very like a tourist anime touristy. Like they just got into the show just a few weeks ago and they saw like the synopses and stuff. But with the Saiyan saga, you get the introduction of like Vegeta and all the fucking grown everyone's grown up. You get to figure out who's all doing what and all that stuff, and you get if you were a Dragon Ball fan, you got like tons of fucking Dragon Ball throwbacks in the very first big major arc of Dragon Ball Z, and I love the shit out of it because I love Dragon Ball so much. But I figured that we were just talking about what our favorite arc is in the DBZ universe because like how I feel
Yes.
about Dragon Ball Super versus DBZ is like completely different. And
No,
I
we
don't
are talking about our favorite arcs. Like anything is on the table. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, well,
But
okay. Then in that case, I'll just go ahead and give you my 2 favorite arcs right now. Dragon Ball Z. Well, like DBZ would be like the fucking the Boo
no,
song.
Mo, you don't understand. This is a gun to your head. You have to pick one
They're so fucking
from the
different,
entirety
though.
of Dragon
They're
Ball.
so different, though.
Yes, but you have a favorite Z arc and a favorite Super arc. Which of them do you like better? And that's your favorite Dragon Ball arc.
In that case, then the Boo arc. Then
That's a based answer.
yeah,
And
I like the Boo arc, even though like I love the Android arc and all that. Like I've watched the Boo arc more times than I have the other ones because because you have Majin Buu, Babidi, showing up and with the King Demon. Fuck man, what's his name?
Deborah.
Deborah, thank you. And you have all the it's also like what's great about that part is this is after that long ass wait after the Cell saga stopped, because then like it was the internet was just really like picking up some fucking steam, and that's when all the anime fans start congregating together, and you start seeing fucking pictures of why does Vegeta have this fucking curly Q mustache M on his fucking forehead? Oh, what? Vegeta goes evil, kills a bunch of people. You fucking start seeing all the music videos, all the compilation DBZ videos of that arc set to like music like Korn, Godsmack,
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. That was not no shade. Tons of because Linkin Park goes really really well with anime.
Don't turn your back on me. I won't be.
Yeah, like Linkin Park goes very very well with just about any anime compilation you got out there. But yeah, I guess gun to my head, Boo Saga. Next, very closely by the Universal Tournament of Power arc.
Fair enough. now that Mo has gone his turn before I finished mine, let me go ahead and finish mine.
I thought you were done like a long time ago. We were just
I just started to explain Cell Saga, and then you were like, "Okay, here's my favorites right now."
I don't think it really happened like that because you were like talking for a while. I thought you were done.
I got into a couple side tangents, but
okay, my bad.
The Cell Saga was beautifully crafted from beginning to end. Obviously, the introduction of Trunks and the androids, if you include that, which I do, very strong introduction. It changed the status quo in that now there's not one Super Saiyan like that. Even back in the Frieza Saga, it was like established lore that like once every 1,000 years there's one Super Saiyan. And Android Saga says fuck that. Trunks shows up and fucking goes Super Saiyan and kills Frieza at its fucking base. Yeah,
probably with like the badass ass fucking intro to a fucking fight scene besides Y2J and fucking WWE in 1999. Fucking he just comes in there like a fucking boss, dude. Just fucking wrecks fucking everyone. Dispatches Mecha Frieza and King Cold like it was fucking nothing. That was the coolest thing. And he goes fucking Super Saiyan. Frieza has PTSD because now he's fucking freaking out thinking I'm fighting Goku again. Who the fuck is this dude?
No. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is so good, and I'm sure we'll talk about that more later as well.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, we'll have that conversation. This might be a long episode, folks. Just
strap
in. But I like that interpretation of the scene where Frieza has like the PTSD from a Super Saiyan. So immediately when Trunks transforms, he just like starts making his death ball, and he's like, no, murder, exterminate,
exterminate.
But yeah, Trunks' introduction is amazing. It shakes up the status quo by introducing the possibility of more Super Saiyans. And of course, then eventually that culminates in Super Saiyan Vegeta fucking murdering Android 19. You see, the unfortunate thing about Vegeta is in the fight scene. Here's the thing. Here's what they do to Vegeta. Half of his fight scenes are him slaughtering people. Just absolutely kicking their ass, no chance. And then the other half is the other way around.
Him getting his shit kicked in.
That's always how it happens. He fucking slaughters Android 19 and then gets his ass destroyed by Android 18. And then he fucking slaughters Second Form Cell and gets his ass destroyed by Perfect Cell. It is an ongoing pattern. But yeah, so Vegeta versus Android 19. We finally get the big 3 Super Saiyans, which of course eventually becomes the big 4 with Gohan. But there was a long time, like there were movies and shit that highlighted like Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta as like the big 3 Super Saiyans. And them as a trio, all 3 Super Saiyans, is like a very iconic image. Like before even Gohan got the form, like Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks were like, these are the Super Saiyans. Am I off base here? Because I feel like they were marketed pretty hard, those 3 as Super Saiyans back in the day.
Yeah, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. And then a little later on, Gohan finally jumped in, and then that became the big 4. And then Kid Trunks and Gotenks. came in, and they were like, well, 2 Super Saiyans, but what else can they do? Oh, I know, they fucking mastered the fucking fusion dance in record time. And then you have Gotenks. And then Gotenks became this huge fucking fan favorite for everybody.
I love Gotenks, and I'm sad that we have not gotten more like older Gotenks. Why? Okay,
Yeah,
real quick.
I know
I
what you're
won't.
about to say, because you saw the new movie, right?
I did see the new movie. That wasn't what I was gonna say, but fuck them for doing what they did.
Yeah, because my brother said the same thing. He's so pissed because they prick tease you at the very, like, they're doing like the
they
final
fuse,
like
but you
30
don't
minutes.
see it.
Yeah, they're doing the fucking showing of the characters and all of the movie, and then you see Trunks and Gotenks fucking doing the fusion dance and succeeding, and you see the Flash, but then fucking I think Pan, was it, fucking
Whatever.
pacified him,
Yeah,
and you don't
it just
see him, and
passes
it's
right
like
through
this.
him.
It's this massive prick tease that pissed off everybody. Like, my brother fucking was so angry about that. I was like, dude, no, it's fucking nice. I like it. It's funny.
But
Like,
here's the
people,
thing.
you know, you got to get used to anime because it fucking trolls you. It's like Trump, you know, but for you guys, for us.
One of you, please remind me to get
They
back
do
to
a
my
little
cell.
trolling.
One of you, please remind me to get back to my Cell Arc diatribe when I'm done with this. But I have to complain about something. The no Teen Gotenks sucks, and very specifically, if you'll remember in GT, there was a group of episodes in which the Saiyans that aren't Goku are in a desperate gambit, just trying their absolute best to fight off Super 17 to no avail. You got Vegeta, you've got Gohan, you've got Goten and Trunks, you have Oob, I think. And they are fucking trying their best to gambit against Super 17, and they stand absolutely no fucking chance. Why didn't Goten and Trunks fuse against Super 17?
I don't know. There's like tons of stuff. Like, why didn't Goku and Vegeta fuse at this one spot, or this and
But
that?
it's like
Because,
Goku
it's so
and Vegeta.
weird.
It's like Vegeta has the pride, so that's why like he'll only fuse with Goku if the circumstances get dire. But Goten and Trunks used to fuse all the time for fun. So why does it not occur to them at all to fuse against Super 17 when they're all getting their asses kicked?
I don't know.
It's so weird. But regardless, back to the Cell Arc. So obviously we get the big 3 Super Saiyans, and eventually Gohan joins the fold. There's a lot of training, a lot of cool shit, a lot of power-ups for characters, including
Hyperbolic
Piccolo.
time chamber, which is the fucking coolest damn thing.
Hyperbolic time chamber, Piccolo fusing with Kami to reach his full potential, and then fighting Android 17 on equal ground. And all the Cell is introduced as like this creepy, disgusting bug monster who fucking drinks people. It's fucking metal and sick.
Yeah, dude, it's sick as shit, man. Because like it was the first time you like. Well, besides the androids, the Dr. Giro and the fat white one with the weird hat.
19.
That's 19. Yeah.
Yeah, like you just saw them murk a bunch of fucking people. And then fucking kill Yamcha. That's so fucked up the way that Yamcha died. Even though I don't like Yamcha very much, you know, it's so fucked up. He gets
Yamcha doesn't die against Giro. He gets healed.
Yeah, he does.
Die.
He gets killed.
He doesn't
No, he
get
doesn't.
killed. He just gets very.
He gets very injured, and then he
wounded.
sensu beans back to health.
No, he dies. He gets a hole punched right through him. He like fucking dies right then.
That's
doesn't
not
kill him.
fatal. It doesn't kill him.
How come everyone, you know, doesn't die from a gut wound except in
Except
fantasy
Goku.
media except fucking Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah, I don't know. Good
Seriously,
question.
Qui-Gon is the only dude to die from a fucking gut wound. Not the chick from fucking Obi-Wan, not fucking Yamcha, apparently. Not really fucking anybody. Like, Qui-Gon Jinn is the only dude in fantasy media to die from a fucking gut shot. It's fucking nuts.
Unfortunate for Qui-Gon Jinn. But anyway, yes, just the build-up of people training and getting stronger, fighting the androids, then Cell absorbing the androids, culminating in the introduction of Perfect Cell and the absolutely hopeless feeling as the Cell games are coming, and everybody feels like they're fucked, except Goku, because he knows that Gohan has the potential to win. So they go into the Cell games. There's obviously Goku versus Cell is a sick fight, very underappreciated because of how it ends, but it is one of the sickest fights in the show.
No, like the ending is the fucking absolute best fucking ending to like a Dragon Ball Z fight, I think.
When he's just like, I give up, get in here, buddy.
What?
Goku versus Cell ends with Goku just being like, I give up. Gohan, get in here.
Oh no, there was a whole point. He was just fighting him for a while, but he always he planned on making Gohan be the one that actually beats Cell.
No,
Like,
I
he
know.
explains
I'm
that.
just saying the ending of Goku versus Cell is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
underwhelming to people because he gives up at the end. But the fight itself was fucking amazing.
A lot of the way that Cell debuts as a perfect Cell debuts as a bad guy is all the Z fighters are like doing useless fucking karate moves on Cell while he's like looking at his hand. You know how like all the characters look at their hands to like gauge their new fucking power up, and they're doing all that, and none of the hits are fucking connecting.
It's
He
the first
chews them
time.
away, and then he does the fucking weird disappearing, reappearing thing to Krillin, and he fucking punts he kicks him in the fucking head, and his head fucking like spins in like a perfect fucking center while his body fucking rolls around like his fucking head, and he just punts him like a fucking football.
Funny because as Team 4-Star points out humorously, up until this point, Krillin's Destructo Disc is like depicted as like this all-powerful move that could kill any enemy, including Frieza. He literally slices Frieza in half, or he could have sliced Frieza in half. But the Destructo Disc does not work at all on Perfect Cell. Does not even make a scratch, and that's the moment when you're like, "Oh shit!"
Well, like, in fact, let's be real here. The only one that's ever fucking hit anyone with a Destructo Disc has been Frieza, and that was his own Destructo Disc. Has the Destructo Disc ever fucking hit anyone besides scratch fucking Nappa in the face or have that weird close call fucking thing?
Didn't it slice Vegeta in half? And then he got healed in the pod?
I don't remember.
Yajirobe cut his tail off.
I could have sworn one of the last blows in the Vegeta fight was Krillin fucking slicing him up with a Destructo Disc.
Well, no, fucking Yajirobe cuts Vegeta's tail off with a sword, though.
And then Krillin threatens to stab Vegeta with Yajirobe's knife. Gun slab thing.
But anyway, it is in fact the implication that the Destructo Disc is a very powerful move. It's just never been used effectively. Like the Spirit Bomb. Like the Spirit Bomb is like this amazing move, but it never works until the very end of the show. Same thing with the Destructo
use
Disc.
It right though? Like, isn't that what gets Gohan out of the ape form?
Yes, he does use his own Destructo Disc to get Gohan out of his ape form, yes. But Krillin's Destructo Disc just completely bounces off of Cell, and at that moment it's like, fuck, dude.
I think the problem that he has is he screams out, Destructo Disc! Before he fucking throws it, thus communicating to his enemy, oh, hey, I'm throwing a Destructo Disc, you should probably dodge it.
But he didn't dodge it or block. It just fucking destroyed itself upon contact. Because he's so powerful that it just didn't bother him. That was the thing with Cell. It's like, oh fuck, he wasn't even affected by the Destructo Disc. But anyway, yeah, Perfect Cell absolutely destroys Vegeta, absolutely destroys Krillin, absolutely destroys Trunks. So that's why it seems pretty hopeless when the Cell games are coming up. Mm-hmm. But then Goku versus Cell is amazing, and then he gets Gohan in there. And the way that Gohan's character is handled and portrayed here is one of the most like amazing character arcs in Dragon Ball, where Gohan does not have the confidence to fight. He's not able to build up his anger to fight Cell. And then as Cell completely tortures him, trying to get his anger to flare up to no avail, Goku realizes his mistake. Goku's like, oh fuck, because I believe this happens in the original show too, but it's a lot more obvious in Team 4-Star, where it's like Goku realizes like, oh fuck, Gohan doesn't like to fight. And that's like, he has to grapple with that as the world is held in Gohan's hands. But then Gohan rises to the occasion after Android 16 is killed. The Super Saiyan 2 transformation is the most iconic moment in Dragon Ball history. Fight me, anybody who cites any other moment than Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan 2. You're wrong. You're incorrect.
No, man, like the level 3 transformation.
It's cool, but it does not come close to Gohan turning into a Super Saiyan 2.
No, because then you have that, then you have the father-son Kamehameha wave and all that, which is probably like the best way to end a fucking fight ever, and all that stuff. And yeah, it's hard to like compare moments, even from the Strong Buu saga to the fucking Strong Cell saga.
But yeah, Gohan turning into a Super Saiyan 2, rising to the occasion, having Goku sacrifice himself. I don't have to summarize the whole Cell Saga, but it's just an amazing fucking tapestry. And I think it is the perfect Dragon Ball arc by all stretches. So that's why it goes to the Cell Saga for me. I used to be a Buu Saga boy, and I still adore the Buu Saga. So I respect your answer, Mo, for sure.
Hell yeah.
The Buu Saga is when shit got like crazy in terms of power scaling, and I was here for it. And there were a lot of cool moments and cool fights.
Yeah,
It was good.
Yeah, that's when like the Boo Saga is kind of when the writers of DBZ stopped taking power scaling so seriously, because if you really look at it, like you can see like bam bam bam, like up and down and down and up and down and all that shit with the power scaling, and how all the Z fighters were training, and how all the villains were like fucking super strong until like say Vegeta shows up and just fucking launches a goddamn nuke at 19, and like how Giro fucking just bails after he figures out that there's no fucking way that he can beat Vegeta.
So cool. Here's a fun question. We're gonna have a little mini debate about the Buu Saga here. I know, Andrew, you haven't seen it, but you know enough about it, I think, to have an opinion about this. So Goku as a Super Saiyan 3. The Majin Buu is not as powerful as he's depicted when he's original Fat Buu, because Goku as a Super Saiyan 3 fucking knocks him around like he's nothing. Goku as a Super Saiyan 3 fucking kicks Buu's ass.
Yeah, but he doesn't come any closer to defeating him than when fucking Vegeta went Nova and fucking sacrificed himself to try and kill him.
Yes. But if Goku was just stalling at that point because he didn't have time. If he had the time to stay on Earth, he could have beaten Buu as a Super Saiyan 3. That's pretty much a fact, but that's not what we're talking about. My question is, and I think this is interesting, your immediate answer will be no, but I want you to think about it for a minute before you stick with that.
All right.
Had Gohan continued consistently training from the Cell Saga onward, maintained his strength, and grown and gotten stronger between the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga, instead of letting himself get soft, I think personally that peak Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, had he kept training from the Cell Saga to the Buu Saga, in a close climactic battle, had a chance of defeating Buu on his own.
He probably would have fucking destroyed him.
Would he have even gotten to Buu at that point?
Yeah, because
wasn't Deborah like the big thing?
He beat Deborah. He almost beat Deborah in the Buu Saga real when he was soft. He would have fucking destroyed Deborah if he had trained. But the question is, what if he had defeated Buu? What do you mean?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. He would have defeated Deborah and Babidi before he got to Buu. Yeah, that's fair enough. But just say for the sake of argument, he didn't. Buu is revived. Does peak Super Saiyan 2 Gohan defeat Buu?
Well,
probably.
Sorry. You think so?
Andrew just said one word. He was done.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. It's because just like the way that Majin Buu is depicted in the Dragon Ball Z, like a show, he's depicted as this all-powerful fucking malevolent force. And even with 3, like, I don't think that, I mean, just his regeneration's so broken. Like, the only way that you can feasibly kill Majin Buu is as Kid Buu, because he's just he's not thinking as clearly as like adult Buu, even Dark Buu, versus like fat pink Majin Buu, right? Because Majin Buu just fucking tanks fucking damage like it's fucking nothing. Like, I have yet to see him ever in like Majin Buu. I have yet to see him ever really get hurt. He's got mad before, but I've never seen him like fucking like come close to even like going, oh shit, I can't beat this guy.
Well, now, the bit like, with Buu,
like Super Buu and all that, Super Buu and Kid Buu and those forms, they got murked pretty fucking hard by like Gogeta and for a little while Gohan, Piccolo, and Gotenks. for a little bit till he absorbed them. I think in those forms, if he trained and unlocked Ultimate Gohan, he would probably be able to wipe the floor with those two iterations. But with just regular Majin Buu, I don't think he could, man. Because I don't know, Majin Buu is just so impossibly strong. Like he takes hits from
Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. Wait. Mo, did you just say that Super Buu with Ultimate Gohan absorbed, that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan with training stands a chance?
No, because I don't think for Z for a while that Gohan got into Ultimate form.
Yeah, no, he didn't. That's what I'm
was
saying.
I don't even think he was Ultimate. I think he was just regular plain old Gohan.
The question is, if Gohan had continued training and gotten stronger between the Cell Saga and Buu Saga instead of gotten weaker, could he at peak Super Saiyan 2 power defeat Fat Buu?
Oh, fuck. Okay, no, I don't think so. I don't think I think it like takes like a whole bunch of Z fighters or ultra powerful people to take down Majin Fat Buu.
Well, the rules of Fat Buu are pretty simple. It's just the only way to kill him is to absolutely annihilate every atom in his body. And I think there's an argument to be made that if Gohan had continued training at peak Super Saiyan 2 power, he could have done it. It would have been close. But the thing is, like, I think, Mo, what you're failing to understand is the only reason Super Saiyan 3 Goku makes no progress in defeating Buu is because Goku has, like, 5 fucking minutes on Earth left. If Goku was alive and was able to take that fight to the end, he would have beaten Buu. I don't think that's even meant to be questioned. I think he could have done it.
I mean, I don't know because Super Saiyan 3 is so like it's super powerful, but you burn out your stamina so quick.
Okay, that's true.
Downside of level 3.
That's true.
And,
yes.
Like every time he busts out level 3, he can only do it for like a few fucking minutes, and he might make some leeway here and there, but ultimately he just runs out. So
fair enough. But
we can't get a real decent gauge on the longevity of level 3.
Yes, but that's not the point. Let's push that aside for a second. Goku at peak Super Saiyan 3 fucking runs a train on Fat Buu.
For like a few minutes till like
yes, but
decides to quit fucking
hypothetically,
around.
For the sake of the argument, if Goku was able to maintain peak Super Saiyan 3 strength for an infinite amount of time, he would have absolutely decimated Buu. And that's just I'm using that for power scaling. We're not arguing about that fight. I'm saying, were he to maintain that power consistently, he could have fucked Fat Buu up. So, if you think about it, and you think about like how much training can do for characters in Dragon Ball and how much stronger they can grow if they put their mind to it, if Gohan had consistently trained during that fucking 6-year time skip, I think there's a case to be made that peak Super Saiyan 2 Gohan with that amount of training could have defeated Fat Buu in a close fight.
It's just so hard for me to see it, though.
Fair enough. But
it's only hard because I've seen like Majin Buu just tank so much fucking damage from like everything. Vegeta couldn't fucking obliterate him. Like he fucking sacrificed himself and went like full on fucking Nova. Like he went past fucking Majin Buu's fucking like place where he was standing and everything. Fucking just went completely all out. Still fucking couldn't do it. Goku never could fucking do it. It was just until like Majin Buu shed his form that he was weakened to blah blah blah. You know, I'm going past the point of what you're talking about. So I just don't know. I'm willing to like entertain it a little bit better, but I mean, very close, but still, I don't know. Boo just goes, me turning you into chocolate. He's fucking done. He's got fucking Cartooniverse fucking strength.
He has fucking Toon Force, as Death Battle would put it.
Yeah. Yeah, but Majin Buu does have fucking Toon Force powers, man.
But real quick, I have like 34 other conversations I want to have, and we will have them. But I do have to piss real quick. In the meantime, I thought of something fun. That can be done between the two of you while I'm briefly away. So Mo, you're a fan of the original Dragon Ball as well, correct?
Yeah.
Andrew has never seen the original Dragon Ball, so while I'm gone, I think it'd be fun. Try to pitch him on why he should watch the original Dragon Ball while I piss.
All right.
Okay.
Mo Diggity immediately mutes.
I was just taking a fucking vape rip. I didn't want. That's why I've been muting this entire time. So I'm not just.
Yeah, be right back.
All the fucking time. All right. So Dragon Ball is fucking cool. It's the very beginning of like Goku as a little kid. You know, the iconic little fucking kid form that you've seen probably a million times. Like if you ever seen Gotenks. Or
yeah, I know what Kid
yeah.
Goku looks like. I've watched
So,
GT.
Yeah, you get to see all the original fucking characters, you know, fucking the fucking Yamcha, Piccolo, and all that stuff. It's where the tournament arcs are the best. Even though I love the tournament arcs in Dragon Ball Z, they're fun. I think they're much better done in the Dragon Ball universe themselves, and it's just the way that it's handled is really neat, and I enjoyed, you know, Tianhan, Shin, and all that stuff. Being Piccolo, King Piccolo, being the fucking bad guys and all that. Watching him, you know, grow up and fight all these people is really neat too. So because you knew that you were going to get like a continuation and stuff later on. So that's I think that's why Dragon Ball is so cool. You also get like the Red Ribbon Army and junk like that. Like a lot of shit that Dragon Ball Z did, they borrowed heavily from Dragon Ball, just Dragon Ball the original series, you know. And unless you were like a fan or you watched enough episodes of the original Dragon Ball, you will miss cool little things like in there. And I really enjoyed it. So that's why I think you should totally watch the original Dragon Ball series, or at the very least, you know, find some like synopsis videos to watch of the Dragon Ball episodes.
We'll consider it.
Definitely. Out of all the villains in Dragon Ball Z, who's your favorite one?
I don't know. I like Frieza because he's kind of racist. I can kind of get behind it. He never breaks his character.
He constantly calls everyone monkey. Come here, monkey. Let's
hilarious.
Go. He calls in Super, like in Resurrection F for Frieza. He calls them all uppity. And so I thought there was like a little bit of like, you know, casual racism from Frieza, which is always like a little bit funny because like you see him like he never treats Saiyans with respect. Even in the Broly movie, that very first scene, you know, his first introduction to the Saiyan race, you know, he introduced himself. Yeah. Hello, monkeys.
He's just racist. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I get behind it so easily.
Yeah, it's great to see like, and that's not even like peak Frieza. That was like low level fucking weak Frieza. Like if Frieza in like any point in the Dragon Ball Z or fucking Super universe ever met his past self, he'd probably like bitch slap, back slap him once, and he'd go flying through a fucking mountain. Probably get him to train for about 10 years straight too. I love when he gets angry at his opponents for making him train to get stronger.
Yeah, that was like the whole thing for Resurrection F. He had to train for like 4 months.
It's like, I'll make you pay for that as well.
Then he never did.
Nope. Yeah, and fucking Vegeta beat the god right out of him too.
Quite literally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like every once in a while that they give Vegeta like a solid victory, so everyone will stop calling him Job Vegeta because he's always doing the job to the fucking bad guys.
He'll have something. He'll either wipe the floor or get wiped himself.
Oh yeah. He'll scream, "My pride! I'll give you my energy, Kakarot. Please don't lose."
And literally the entire Android saga was he shits on Android 19, gets shit on by 18, shits on Imperfect Cell, gets shit on by Perfect Cell.
Oh yeah, that fucking one scene where he gets kicked so hard it breaks his arm. I think it's by 18, I believe it was.
It's 18
took him down. Yeah, that fucking scene where he's like, ah, at the very fucking end of that episode is like some of the best fucking like, dramatic shit, especially with him, because like that's him admitting absolute failure. And the very last shot is 18 fucking coming at him to finish the fucking job. That was a really good fight too.
Yeah. 18 and Vegeta, great fight, loved it.
Damn, this is a long ass piss.
I swear to God, this dude doesn't know what taking a piss means.
He's probably like sitting down on the toilet, because like this is why I stopped sitting down, even though it's my fucking toilet and I can do what I want. Because I waste so much time. If I'm standing up to pee, I'm peeing, I'm washing hands, I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, last time Riley said he was going to take a piss, he was gone for 20 minutes making a drink.
How do you take 20 minutes making a fucking drink? Is it like a fucking pina colada or something? Is he crushing the ice?
No.
Or what?
He didn't even say what he was doing because it was while you were gone getting your fucking ice cream. He's like, oh, I'll be back. I'm going to go take a piss. And then just fucking disappeared until you came back. So it was like, Lord fucking, he's probably doing it again. Whatever the fuck he did then, he's doing it right now. There's no way he's just pissing.
And we better not like, just like spend time like bagging on Riley or anything, because that's not like a great part to have in a podcast.
He'll never notice. You think he listens to these over? I know he doesn't.
Not.
Who knows? Maybe today will be the day that he decides that he's gonna start going over and listening through the podcasts.
Oh, probably
not. You never know with him. Okay, where the fuck is this guy now?
What are you watching any anime right now? Like not right now, but like currently.
I've started Cowboy Bebop the other day.
Oh, nice. How far along, and are you liking it so far?
I'm like starting the third episode. I watched the first episode and I remember a good amount of that. And then I remember bits of the second episode. And I've been waiting to find time to just watch the third episode, and then everything else is just I don't have the time right now.
Yeah, the first episode it really showcases how the what the tempo and what the pace is to the Cowboy Bebop to the rest of the freaking series. Like how you feel your feelings while you're watching it. If you feel anything at all, you're going to like feel that way a lot through the entire series. And it's like, God, it's one of those shows that really does successfully successfully plays to your emotions, and I enjoy that rather than a ham-fisted way or something. Like it's very, very well written.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Sorry, there's a mishap. I tried to take a sip.
Were you just like peeing all over the walls or something?
No. It has nothing to do with the pee. I went to go pour myself a little drink before I sat back down, and I have like this drink container that like I make like my water like powder drinks out of. It has a handle. And I picked it up by its handle, and the handle just fucking snapped off, and it spilled everywhere.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
So I just had to attack like a half gallon of fucking cherry juice on my floor with 2 towels that are now both drenched in the laundry room. So that's why I was gone longer than intended. And I will say real quick before we get back to Dragon Ball, I Cowboy Bebop is immediate next on my list. It'll be a while because I want to finish Better Call Saul first, but immediately once I'm done with Better Call Saul, it's Cowboy Bebop. And that is a commitment that I'm making.
Hi, editing Jason here to let you know that Riley is lying. This is not a commitment because he said he would do Mr. Robot after Better Call Saul, and he realized this after the thing. And yeah, Cowboy Bebop is being after Mr. Robot.
But yeah. So another thing we can discuss about Dragon Ball is the divisive split sequels to the original series. As we know, due to the public reception of the first one, they just kind of threw it away and made a second one. So let's go around the horn, folks. Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball GT and why? And despite picking one over the other, how do you feel about the other one? Mo, let's start with you.
Are we picking Z over GT or like what
GT versus Super is what I said.
Oh, GT versus Super?
Yes, what was the better
Super.
sequel, and how do you feel
Super.
about both of them?
Oh, Super, yeah, and I'll tell you why, because GT was done by a different fucking studio. I think it was done by different people, and the animation was
so was Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that doesn't bother me. It was like it's done by different people, but the people who are doing Super right now know how to do Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball GT, they had the gist of what they were doing, but it was super inconsistent. It was boring. There was a lot of filler a lot of the times, and the animation was kind of weird. Was kind of the drawings are kind of funny looking. Like they look like weird. Like this isn't like how Dragon Ball characters should be like created. You know, the way that they're drawn in Super still keeps that DBZ and DB aesthetic, but like with advanced graphics and stuff like that, they show real respect to it. And GT did too. It just didn't do a good job, in my personal opinion, about it. Just because like it's so like universally panned by like the majority of the community. Some of the arcs were okay, but like you never really talk about, like no one cares about the Super 17 arc or the arc or anything like that.
No. Hold on.
It sucks because they were really good arcs, but they're not exactly memorable either.
Here's the thing about GT. There are 4 primary arcs in GT. 2 of them are amazing. 2 of them not so amazing. And that's the problem. The baby arc and the Shadow Dragon arc. Kino.
Yeah,
great.
Super cool.
The Black Star Dragon Ball arc and the Super 17 arc, bleh.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Dragons arc was just, it was boring, and like it was a lot of mixed up.
You're getting some shit mixed up. The Black Star Dragon Ball arc is the first arc of GT where they're running around the universe collecting those Dragon Balls. The Shadow Dragon arc is the one where all the dragons are attached to each Dragon Ball. That arc is great.
Wait, that's the one where they're getting all the Dragon Balls. That's when the baby arc first starts.
Yeah, but there's like 30 episodes before Baby shows up, so most people consider it its own arc.
Oh, okay. God, it's been a real long time since I've watched GT, so I guess
who the fuck wants to watch GT?
Well, yeah, I mean, like some of the Dragons arc, it was okay. It was just like, it was kind of ridiculous though. Fucking Bulma has a fucking machine that she just shoots Vegeta with, turns him Super Saiyan 4. And, because fucking little Job Vegeta couldn't get it by himself, and Kakarot was just like light years ahead of him in terms of power. Because that's the other thing why people didn't really like GT versus Super is because there's this gigantic gap of power that between like Goku and everyone else.
Literally anyone else. Yes.
No one else compares. It's the fucking fuse multi, like the big white dragon,
It's
the
the Goku
final
show.
boss. Yeah, it's almost entirely the Goku show. Like seriously, name about 20 different things that Goku did in GT. Now, in the same breath, name at least 5 of what Pan or fucking Trunks did. I
Well,
rest
no,
my case.
Pan and Trunks did shit. I get. I could probably name
I bet
5
you
things
can't
that
remember.
they did. But Vegeta got cucked.
Yeah,
Vegeta did
got
like
cucked.
one thing.
Yeah, and he just was like a wimp little bitch the entire fucking time. Gohan too. I don't remember anything Gohan did during the entirety.
Gohan, Goten, and Vegeta are like the 3 Saiyans that do literally nothing in GT.
Oh yeah,
Goten.
because Trunks goes with them, but Trunks doesn't fucking do much anything either. He just gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, but at least Trunks gets screen time.
Yeah, true.
Vegeta and Gohan and Goten, on the other hand, not so much.
Nothing.
Like the I'll give it this: the very, very last episode of GT is really, really well done because, like, fucking Shenron or Shenron or Shenlong.
Shenlong is the correct Japanese pronunciation. However, I'd go with Shenron because that's what I grew up with. Shenron is localization. That's English dub.
I'm thinking about a dozen or so Shenrons and Shenlongs just in like Japanese anime and like media right now, so I get them easily confused. But yeah, Shenron fucking asked Goku to go with him somewhere, and then they're like, "All right, I'll go with you." And the last fucking one of the last scenes you see is like him curling up on the back of fucking Shenron, and all the Dragon Ball is absorbing into Goku, and they both fucking disappear into the void. And about like 70, 80 years later, Pan's extremely old, like 90 or 100 years old, and Vegeta Jr. and Goku Jr. are fighting in fucking another tournament. And so he does that appear to Pan in like a crowded thing, waves at him, and then a bunch of people show up and he disappears. I love that ending. I thought that was a really, really good ending. That's like one of the few very positive things I can say about GT. Even though GT's okay, it's just not memorable, and I don't mind watching like synopses of the GT arcs. Super, on the other hand, is fucking amazing and is extremely well done. Like I'm actually
the thing about GT for me is I think it is extremely well done in those 2 arcs. The baby arc and the Shadow Dragon arc, I hold in just as high regards as I do any Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super arcs. I think they stand. But the Super 17 arc and the Black Star Dragon, I have a soft spot for Black Star Dragon Balls, but it's just like, oh, it's fun. It's like the first arc of the original Dragon Ball, but that's all it is. It's unremarkable. And the Super 17 arc just sucks. So that's kind of what sours GT.
Yeah, and it's fucking boring, like because nothing really happens, and like I'm watching like I'm even watching synopsis videos about the Super 17 arc, and I'm fucking bored. This is a synopsis of the whole arc, and I'm just fucking bored. Nothing's going on. It's a lot of monologuing. That's what the Super 17 arc is, because it's supposed to be like Jiro teams up with another weird
Dr. Mew, the dude who made a baby. Yeah. Dr. Mew, yeah.
Yeah. They both team up together to get both 17s in the same area to absorb one another and turn into Super 17. Sounds fucking cool, but then, nothing really happens, and monologue, fight, monologue, bored, I'm done. And then it's done, and it's ended.
Also, GT gets a big point for having literally the best Super Saiyan form objectively. Super Saiyan 4 kicks ass, and they need to bring it back in canon.
There's no point for 4, though.
Well, make the fucking point. There's no
point. Like with Super Saiyan God, for crying out loud, there's no point in level 4.
Look,
make a point.
They can figure out a point, because Super Saiyan 4 is like one of the best designed forms of Dragon Ball history, and it deserves to be real.
Yeah, but there's nothing's gonna. I don't think there's. They're coming to a power scaling point to where with
Here's
Ultra.
how. Listen,
Well,
I just
hold
thought
on,
of
let me
it.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
With Ultra Instinct, there's only going to be him just getting incrementally stronger instead of like these large fucking power jumps that Goku and Vegeta and all that can do. Eventually, they will find the absolute. Everyone will. They'll
No.
find the limit to their power because there's got to be an end to it. Like, because what's after Ultra Instinct?
The people would have asked the same question about like Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan God like years ago, and we were given an answer.
Okay,
eventually.
point taken. Point taken. I'll concede that point because I have asked like, well, what's more powerful than Super Saiyan level 2?
Oh yeah, Super Saiyan level 3. It just keeps going.
Yeah,
But I just thought of it.
Can I just
Here's the
say
explanation.
Okay,
It's
go ahead.
so fucking easy. Here's how you introduce Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super Canon is the combination of God Ki with Saiyan Great Ape Ozero Instinct. Done.
Yeah, but the fucking say is well, I suppose it could be an offshoot of Super Saiyan God form.
They can make it the new default because like Ultra Instinct he only unlocks like incrementally, like he can't do it at will. So they introduced Super Saiyan 4. They're like, this is what happens when you can perfectly combine God Ki with like the deep Great Ape instinct of a Super Saiyan, and that's what Super Saiyan 4 is. You don't have to call it Super Saiyan 4, but it's just the Super Saiyan 4 design, and it's like their new default form when they can't access their Ultra whatever's. That's how you do it.
I suppose there could be a level 4 in between fucking Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct.
And Ultra Instinct, yes.
Or
Ultra
Ego in Vegeta's case.
Yes, Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego cannot be tapped into at will. They have to be like unlocked situationally. So Super Saiyan 4 could be like the new default that they're able to use at will.
Okay, I can see that. I suppose that's how they could sort of like finagle level 4, and that way there is a level 3 and a level 4, and it's all like canonical and it does make sense.
But anyway, only one of us has answered the Dragon Ball GT versus Dragon Ball Super question. So Andrew, we'll go to you. I think we all have the same answer, but like let's talk about how we feel about both of them. So yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
Super easily. I don't care that much for GT. I didn't care much for the Baby Saga, the Grand Tour thingy thing, whatever the fuck it was.
The Black Star Dragon Ball Saga.
Yeah, that. Didn't really care for that. The Shadow Dragons were pretty decent. And then I never seen the Super 17 arc, but I can only assume it's as boring as people make it out to be.
So I think one of Goku's best like moments is in GT. It's literally like it's a stupid little clip that I saw on YouTube that nobody remembers because it's not like some like big fight scene moment. And that's what everybody remembers. There's this very small moment. So in the Baby Saga, there's a point where the Earth is going to be destroyed, and they know that. So they are evacuating Earth. They're getting all the humans and all the living beings off of Earth, and they also include the animals. So there's this scene where Goku is a Super Saiyan 4, and he's overseeing the evacuation of the animals, and there's this like little hamster who's like having trouble keeping up. And Goku, as the Super Saiyan 4, where he's supposed to be like, the Super Saiyan 4 is like this rage form, like he's super angry and shit, but he's still Goku. So he very gently picks up this little hamster, and he's like, hey, little guy, I know it's hard to keep up. And he puts him on the back of like a deer or a horse or something and says, yeah, go. It was so sweet and so genuine. The best moment in Dragon Ball history is Goku helping that hamster in GT.
That was the make or break for Super.
It's an amazing character
GT.
moment. It really is, though. I loved it so much. I saw that clip and I fell in love. And GT has a lot of little cool character moments. Piccolo's death in GT is one of the most impactful emotional deaths in Dragon Ball history, when Piccolo elects to stay on Earth to help evacuate, knowing that he will die. And he telepathically communicates with Gohan in his last moments And it's like this big emotional scene where Gohan's like, Piccolo, I don't want you to die. And Piccolo's like, let's not worry about that right now. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about how much you've grown. I'm so proud of you, Gohan. And then Piccolo fucking dies in the blaze as Earth explodes, and Gohan screams and cries into the air. It's so fucking impactful. Do you remember this, Mo?
I don't think I've ever got to watch that. I know that happens, and I know that he's sent as one of the more powerful, like the most powerful guard in hell, like the prisoner guard.
Yes.
Or like if you're watching the American version, the Home for Infinite Losers, which is kind of okay, but like back in those days, like you could tell like what censorship really was. But then as like time went on, you enjoyed like Hiffle and all that. I was like, okay, Home for Infinite Losers. Well, it's like the Ginyu Force and King Cold, Frieza, Cell, and all of them. So you get it.
But yeah, that's like, it's a big moment. I guess maybe you like missed it when you were like, you haven't watched GT in a while. You just watch recaps. But
Yeah.
it's when the Black Star Dragon Balls are not successfully collected in a year, the Earth is going to blow up. So that's when they're evacuating everybody. That's when the Goku hamster moment happens. But now everybody has left Earth pretty much. All of the Z fighters have left. And Piccolo was supposed to leave, but he ended up getting left behind because he was helping somebody. And he's on Earth, and he contacts Gohan, and Gohan's like, just call Dad. He'll fucking instant transmission down there and get you. But Piccolo's like, no, because if I die, the Black Star Dragon Balls go away, and there's no chance of this happening again. So I'm just gonna ride this one out. Yeah. So it was fucking crazy impactful, and it is one of the best death scenes in Dragon Ball history, and it's super underappreciated. But yeah, so I'll go with Super 2, even though it hurts. It hurts me because I have not a disdain for Super, but I feel like Super does not even come close to the heights of like Akira Toriyama's original story. Like, I'm sorry, it's still a good show. But what Akira Toriyama made was literally perfect. And I don't think Dragon Ball Super is literally perfect by any stretch. But there's a lot of good GT. I love GT. I adore GT. But I can logically parse that half of GT is garbage. And Dragon Ball Super has done a lot more for the community at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot for Dragon Ball GT. I grew up with it being what I thought was real Dragon Ball, which is why it even confused me as a kid when like Battle of Gods and shit was coming out and like Super was getting announced. I'm like, what about fucking GT? And that's when I finally got fully red pilled by the internet. It's like, yeah, GT isn't real. It's like, oh, okay, got it.
Oh shit, I was muted that entire time. Yeah, like there's definitely like good spots in GT. It's not like it's an unsalvageable series or anything. It's still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's very good, but I'll give it to Super objectively. So I wanted to talk about the character arcs in Dragon Ball, because that is something that I think a lot of people don't appreciate. Dragon Ball is like just a fight anime for a lot of people, and it works as that. There are a lot of fucking sick fights, but I think the character arcs are very good. So I thought my three primary examples of the character arc in Dragon Ball, and the growth and evolving of the character, or lack thereof for one of them. We'll get there. It's an interesting concept that I'm totally stealing from Totally Not Mark, and it was not my original analysis, but I really appreciate it, so I'm going to go over it here anyway. Firstly, there's Gohan. And Gohan's character development needs no introduction. He starts as a fucking 3-year-old little snot-nosed brat, and just through getting his ass thrown into combat with no say in it, just grows to be this respectable warrior despite all odds. He's just this little fucking bookworm kid, and he doesn't even like to fight, but his friends are in danger, his family's in danger, and he fucking rises to the occasion best he can at fucking toddler age. And it's an amazing growth, and then it culminates in the Cell Saga when the fate of the world is in his hands, and he's not ready. And he has to rise to the occasion anyway, because Android 16 fucking is like, hey, idiot.
Quit being a fucking baby.
I know you don't want to fight, and I respect that, but you fucking have to. And then Cell fucking crushes him And that's when Gohan finally snaps and rises to the occasion and has the most epic transformation in Dragon Ball history. Amazing. Gohan's character growth is amazing. And here's a hot take. I don't think his character stops being amazing. He stops being an amazing fighter. But that makes sense. Because Gohan was never a fighter. He rose to the occasion as a child because he was needed. But then, when the world was at peace, he wanted to find his own identity. And he grew into the scholar that his mom always wanted him to be, and that he always wanted to be deep in his heart too. And he made a wife. He started a family. Gohan had a great character, even in the Buu saga when people say it sucked. And I will fight anybody on that. Gohan's character went exactly where it should have gone, even though it's sad.
Very limited.
Even though it's sad that he can't fight really hard as the others, it makes sense for his character, and I appreciate it a lot.
I think the reason why it went the way it did in the Buu arc is because they just came off of the Cell saga, where Gohan had this huge fucking character arc, and they needed to give like everyone else some sort of screen time. So, that's why you probably had, level 3 Super Saiyan Goku and, Trunks and Vegeta going to the hyperbolic time chamber, becoming like super huge and badass and all that.
Wait, that happened in the Cell saga.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck, man. Like, that's the problem with talking about the Dragon Ball stuff is everything starts to get a little bit confusing and you fuck up arcs and shit.
Fair enough. Understandable. But, shit, what was I about to say? Oh, okay, so that's Gohan. Gohan's character development is amazing. Then there's Vegeta, who, again, needs no introduction. Vegeta starts as this ruthless fucking murder man who just wants to see everyone dead. He kills for sport. He doesn't give a fuck. But then he's introduced to Kakarot, to Goku. And he sees this Saiyan, who is a fucking disgrace, low-class garbage, rise to the occasion and put up a good fight against him. Which is unprecedented. Vegeta has had no inkling that Goku was going to put up a fight. But he did. And Vegeta is humiliatingly defeated at the hands of the Z Fighters. He crawls away, clinging to life, almost gets fucking executed by Krillin, and has to be saved by Goku. Has to have this fucking low-class Saiyan trash save his life.
Yeah, and of all people, Krillin's like, we gotta kill this motherfucker. He's gonna come back and try to do this again. And to his credit, he was wrong. Goku was right. But still, I wouldn't have faulted Krillin for just like, it's kill time. And fucking shish kebab fucking Vegeta.
Well, had shit not went down like it did in Namek, like if Krillin and Gohan and Bulma never went to Namek, I think there's a good argument that Vegeta, had he survived Namek, would have came back and fucked Earth up. But that's not how it happened, obviously. So Vegeta's pride and physical body is wounded. And he tries to go on a redemption arc. He's fine. He's like, I just got fucked up. I'm not going to get fucked up anymore. So that's when he starts, like, he gets healed and immediately starts, like, picking off the elite of the Frieza Force. And just, like, he's like, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to get the fucking Dragon Balls. And I'm going to kill everybody. But then the events go on the way they do. And through his collaboration with Krillin and Gohan against Frieza, and eventually with Goku, he kind of starts to learn the value of like having friends and having allies, and having people that you care about. And then that's bolstered in the Android Saga when he arrives back on Earth, starts his relationship with Bulma, which starts as kind of like a one-night stand thing. But then
the Team 4-star, the way that they describe their hookup is fucking great.
It's like a one-night stand thing, and then Vegeta blasts off to space for a while. But then he comes back, and he meets his baby, and he starts to grow real attachment to Bulma. And that's when we see his character kind of blossom into this guy who, like, his whole life he was raised not to care. But now that he's been put in an environment where he should care, he starts to. and that's something he has to swallow his pride very hard to do, and it's a very rocky thing, but eventually he settles into this role of being a loving father and husband and a warrior of the planet Earth. And that is a very good character growth. Now let me tell you about a character that doesn't change, but by not changing is one of the most amazing characters. Goku.
Pretty much like like it's well, there's a little bit of growth, but like really after you get past like the first Dragon Ball Z arc, it's pretty much like the fucking the baseline for how Goku's going to be for like the rest of the fucking series, with a little bit of growth in Super, but not by much, because Goku doesn't need to grow, because Goku's at Goku's level, and that's where Goku wants to be.
That's the thing, right? Here's how Goku is described.
He's also a little bit too dumb to grow to. He's kind of a dumb.
Here's the thing. Goku always remains the same core character. Here are the descriptors of Goku. Goku is a fish out of water. He was raised in the jungle. He was a jungle boy, and he gets thrust into society and becomes involved with this crazy fucking shit. Apropos of nothing. He would just stayed in the woods and lived like a quiet monkey life if not for Bulma showing up. And Goku he's a silly, wacky, dumb little guy. And he has a thirst for combat. He just wants to grow and get stronger and fight the strongest people he can. He has a deep appreciation for the martial arts and for having strength. And he cares about the people around him. He has real compassion. He's a hero. He's pure of heart. And but above all else, he wants to get stronger and he overcomes adversity. That's Goku. And his fundamentals don't change. Like throughout all of Dragon Ball, maybe little things change, but he remains the same guy, pretty much. But the way that his character, his pure heart, and his thirst for just overcoming adversity despite everything, his undisputable tenacity, changes the people around him. People are affected by the presence of Goku in a deep and meaningful way, despite Goku himself never changing. Goku changes the hearts and minds of several fucking scumbag evil characters just by being Goku. Like,
yeah, because the androids definitely changed because of Goku, and maybe a little bit by a lesser extent the Z fighters as a whole too. But like Goku does have this weird effect on people where people like tend to change. He's kind of like,
literally, there's an ongoing list. Yamcha, Piccolo, fucking Vegeta, the androids.
Practically all of his friends try to kill him at one point in time.
Yes, Tien, fucking I forgot about Tien, him too.
Oh yeah, Tien was was the bad guy in the Dragon Ball universe, because he was one of the dudes that I think he was a part of the Red Ribbon Army or something, or
he was not. He was part of the Crane School, which was a rival to the Turtle. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was like the fucking head bad guy there, and he was a good heel. Like Tien Shin was a really good fucking heel, a bit of a better heel than he is a fucking good guy though, because he fucking doesn't do anything,
I feel like I fundamentally disagree with you there, and okay. we can have that discussion all day.
I'm not trying to shit on Tien. It's just that they dropped the writers dropped the ball with him. Like I said earlier on in the show, they really did drop the ball with Tien.
Tien's character serves a purpose. Here's the thing here's my analysis on what they do with Tien. Tien is depicted on purpose as a character who loses relevance, and it is very integral to the plot. He is used as a device to communicate to us, the viewers, that the power scaling is getting ridiculous and some characters just can't keep up. But they give him his ending. They give him a fucking amazing ending where the tri-beam cell into the fucking ground and then falls. And that's Tien's final big moment. And that's when Tien becomes irrelevant, and that's okay because the world is evolving. Tien can't keep up, but he's gonna go out swinging.
Yeah, and like the fact that they didn't they didn't give him really a big power boost or anything
They didn't
for
help him in
the for the
Super at all.
yeah, it doesn't at all. They don't do jack shit with them either. Because everyone else gets a big ass power boost and Tien kind of doesn't. Like during the Tien fucking gathering arc, it was kind of more the Master Roshi fucking arc. Which Master Roshi I think is probably arguably my favorite Dragon Ball character of all time. Like because even though everyone else like is a factor, and I love the shit out of all of them, though. Fucking Master Roshi's like the fucking man. If I were to ever learn karate, I'd want to learn from him. I want to learn his way.
Fair. I mean, he taught Krillin and Goku, two of like the on very different scales, but they're still two of the strongest people in the universe, or on the Earth at least. Goku in the universe, Krillin, strongest human of all time.
Yeah. Fucking Master Roshi's character arc, I think is real cool because he's such a perverted old man, like the typical like a Japanese stereotype, like according to the Japanese anyway, of like the pervert and the lecherous old man. Like in Super, he goes through great lengths to fucking overcome that lecherous urge. And it serves him in the fucking Tournament of Power when two hussies try to fucking flash their panties at him, and he fucking resists successfully and eliminates them for the fucking Tournament of Power. So that's a real cool like character arc that I didn't really see coming. You also find out like why Master Roshi hasn't aged at all during the Krillin and Goku are back in the old days, back at their old shenanigans, la da 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 da, like 2 or 3 episode arc when they fought the shadows of like the past stuff.
The shadows of the past. I don't remember this arc.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen all of Super, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like so, before the Universal Tournament of Power, there's an episode where Goku and Krillin are buddying up, palling around like it's the fucking Dragon Ball days. This is one of those things I was talking to Andrew about a little bit ago when you were taking the Wiki Pissa, and I was telling him about like the old days with Krillin and fucking Goku, and how like they made like the more, it's like one of the more iconic duos in anime. That a lot of people tend to sleep on because they always go Goku and Vegeta. Really, it's kind of Goku and fucking Krillin. And so they go to this island that like manifests all their fears and all that stuff, all the all the clones of all the bad guys they fought, and they fight to overcome it because darkness, blah blah, stuff like that. That sort of thing. And they grab these flowers, they bring them back to Master Roshi. Roshi fucking gobbles them all up, and he tells them, oh, that'll keep me this age for another 80, 90 fucking years. So he's got fucking immortality flowers.
Epic. Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Fuck. Oh, yeah, character arcs.
About character arcs, and I kind of over for a minute for you.
No, I got you. It's fine. But yeah, just the point is Goku's character arc is that he has no character arc, but just there's something about him that causes other character arcs, and I think that in itself is like a really amazing way to portray a character. So there you go. They're my 3 prime examples, and I guess kind of a 4th because I talked about Tien of really good Dragon Ball character arcs.
Yeah, and Tien's worth talking about. Like I said, sucks they dropped the ball with him.
Now, here's another question we'll go around the horn with, and this might coincide with the favorite arc question, or you might go a different way. Who knows? But we're gonna ask the question anyway. What is your favorite fight in all of Dragon Ball?
Oh shit! I want to go like second, so I can think about it for a minute.
That's fine, because I'm going last, so I can think about it for several minutes. We're making Andrew go first. This is what Andrew gets for like saying 2 words the entire podcast, is that we force him to go first on all the questions.
Well, we do sort of talk a whole lot.
True. Me and you have a lot of shit to say. And Andrew's not as big of a fucking like drone honor, but he's good to have. Yeah, I enjoy having you here, Andrew. But answer your question. Favorite fight?
Probably the Vegeta Raccoon fight.
That's a good
Interesting.
one.
That's a very interesting choice. I wasn't expecting that. Tell me more.
Just like I don't know. It's like when I first think of fights that I at least remember off the top of my head, it's all from the Namek saga. And that's just the one that came to my head first of watching Vegeta get ragdolled by Raccoon for like at least one episode until Goku comes in and shits on Raccoon.
That's true. And it is like, it's a very big moment for power scaling too, where it's like Vegeta was the big bad in the last arc. And now we see this like just dude show up and just absolutely wipe the floor with him. So it is an impactful battle. I would agree.
It's just like the Ginyu Force.
What about you, Mo? What's your favorite fight in Dragon Ball?
Oh man, if I really got to pick one, I think it's got to be the Majin Vegeta versus Goku fight, because no matter how you slice it, technically out of all the fight, they're tied, because fucking Vegeta won that one. Even though it was sneaky and underhanded, distracted Goku, told me eat a sensu bean and fucking double axe handle fucking smashed him in the back of the fucking neck, like knocked him out of fucking Super Saiyan, and as he hits the fucking ground, steals a sensu bean and goes to fucking fight Majin Buu by himself. Because that, I think, is technically the end of the fight. So Vegeta has beaten Goku at least on one occasion.
Real quick, I want to talk more about this fight, but first I would like to frame something and have you sort of try to red pill me out of this, because I had an experience with this fight recently. I have always held this fight in pretty high regard, but then something happened. So this is actually fun fact about another member of the issue crew and another vague associate of the issue crew. One time I was in a call with Demi Gloom and Insight Zoidberg. And we were talking about Dragon Ball, and they both, Demi and Insight, and every other member of the issue crew that aren't us three, sleep on Dragon Ball and think it's not that great of a show. And I tried to, I was like, okay, let me show you a really cool Dragon Ball fight to try to get you interested. And the fight I showed Demi and Insight was Goku versus Majin Vegeta. And we watched the whole thing together. And they were pretty meh on it. And honestly, I started to feel a little meh on it. It didn't feel as dynamic as I thought it was gonna feel. I don't know if I had remembered it wrong previously, or maybe just Insight and Demigloom talking shit just kind of messed with my mental state, and I was like, maybe they're right. But it didn't feel as impactful. But I want to see if you can red pill me out of it, Mo. Convince me why this fight is good.
All right, which fight is that again?
The Goku versus Majin Vegeta, the one that you just said was your favorite.
Oh, well, do you want me to, convince you that it's, my favorite fight?
Yeah, convince me why it's good, because I'm starting to doubt it, and I need you, who thinks it's your favorite, to get me out of that.
Oh, it's the fucking, it's the build up to the fight. That's the coolest fucking thing. You have, the tournament, then fucking Bibbities. Henchmen show up, the two with the two big ass dudes with the fucking M's on their foreheads. They stab fucking Gohan right in the fucking liver, the fucking side, and they just fucking start ripping out his fucking energy. And so that starts the fucking chase to Dabura and Bibbity's lair, because this is right before the fucking Majin Buu energy gathering really starts to kick off, right? And during the whole thing, Vegeta figures it out before everyone else. He's going to be the one that openly submits to Babbity's fucking mind control, because he knows that through his power, he can make Vegeta stronger. And he's starting to, and he even says before they fuck off out of the stadium to fight him and Goku, he has that huge monologue where he hates himself for becoming this quiet father. He loves all of them. He's even like friendly. He counts. He's even friendly to everyone, especially Goku. Even counts him as a friend, and he saved his life a couple of times. And he fucking loathes himself. He hated himself. And so when we finally do get to the big reveal of Vegeta turning into Majin Vegeta, like showing him, the big heel turn, he fucking murks a bunch of people in the fucking stand, that fucking grin that he fucking gives them. And they said, fuck it. Okay, if we're going to go out, fuck this tournament. We're going over there to fucking go all out and fight. And you really do see Vegeta just absolutely unrestrained, completely uninhibited by like any kind of emotion, any kind of reason to follow any kind of rules of honor or integrity, just like because of the ending of the fight, right? He distracts fucking Goku, tells him to eat a senzu bean, fucking smashes him in the back of his fucking neck, and knocks him out of fucking Super Saiyan in midair as it mid fall, and he fucking beats Goku like that. He wins the fucking fight. So some would say maybe Majin Vegeta was the superior version of Vegeta. Unfortunately, Piccolo killed fucking Babidi, so we're never going to figure out if he ever becomes
Piccolo didn't kill Babidi. Boo killed Babidi.
Oh yeah. They because they have that weird thing like he sliced him in half or something, and then I think he healed himself, and then Boo did kill fucking Babidi. I'm thinking of him in the Piccolo fight. Never mind. Okay.
But
thank you for correcting the record, the Dragon Ball Z record.
But real quick, I want to say, so first of all, you successfully red-pilled me.
It's an awesome fight. The graphics and animation's amazing.
True, the graphics and animations are amazing. It's just they weren't as like dynamic as I'd want. But the thing is, context is everything with Dragon Ball fights. That was Toriyama's strength, was making the conflict of the fight and the conflict of the story intertwine in such an entertaining way that it becomes like the most amazing fight in history. Even if the choreography is subpar, or even if you feel that way, you still within the context, you're like, holy shit, this is all culminated. It's all led up to this.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fucking nuts with that entire, like, including that arc, including the fight, the Vegeta arc. He starts off as normal tournament going Vegeta, and then he gets fucking possessed, becomes fucking evil, beats fucking Goku, and, out of selfishness, he goes off alone to fight Majin Buu. And then when all the fucking guilt and the mind control starts really, really wearing off, and he becomes that better person again, that's when he decides to fucking sacrifice himself. So in that handful of fucking episodes, you have a really, really killer character arc for Vegeta. And that, I think, is my favorite Vegeta iteration, is the little Majin Buu, the lead up to Majin Buu being released and all that. Because in the middle of this fight, you have the other Z fighters. I think it's isn't it Trunks, Gohan, and Piccolo that are trying to fight off Deborah and fucking Babidi, and trying to they haven't figured out how, like, what is about to release Buu, and
So
they
I
figured
don't-
it out too late. I guess I'm not
so
sure.
the sequence of events is murky for me here, because I know that before all this shit goes down, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan go to Babidi's base and fight some of Babidi's guys. And then there's like a sequence of events after that where fucking people's energy gets absorbed and shit. Vegeta goes evil. All that crazy shit happens. But like the timeline is so fucked in my head. Because I'm like, I could swear Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan going to the base like ends in some climactic way. But apparently it doesn't, because Deborah and shit are like involved in the story later. So I guess I'm just remembering wrong.
Well, yeah, and it has been a while. Like, we're trying to recall. We're trying to depend on recalling on our memories for those events.
But
Because it's been a while since I've watched those two.
But yeah, the thing about Majin Vegeta is this is a perfect way to do an arc like this. They literally, so many shows have done this, and the direct comparison I can make, you're gonna laugh, but it's true, and I'll tell you why. My Name is Earl does the same fucking character arc. Because here's the explanation in broad strokes, okay?
All right.
Yeah, you have a character who starts bad, and through the events of the story becomes good. And then with Majin Vegeta, what happens is how they depict this character change is they have something that brings him back to his worst. In Dragon Ball Z case, it's the Majin Vegeta mind control. In My Name is Earl's case, it's when Goku gets Goku, famous My Name is Earl character Goku. When Earl gets out of prison and like his life is all fucked up, and he's like, "Where the fuck is my good thing? I've been working for karma for years. Where's my fucking good thing? Maybe karma's bullshit." And then he goes back to being a scumbag like asshole. And the same thing is with Vegeta. He gets the mind control on purpose because he wants to go back to being an evil murderer. And he does. And both of those characters are at their lowest points once again, maybe even lower than before. And then through the events of the story that go on, they realize they fucked up. And it's like, yeah, being good is good. With Majin Vegeta, it's really interesting because he breaks through fucking mind control to do it. He fucking shatters Babidi's control on him and makes amends, and then sacrifices himself. He knocks out Kakarot because it's like, this isn't your fight, this is my fight. I have to handle this. And then he goes and he says a final goodbye to his son, gives him a hug, and then knocks him out so that he can't like go after him, and like get himself hurt. And then he goes to Majin Buu and saying a final goodbye to everybody he loves, his son, his wife, and yes, even Goku. Even Kakarot, before he goes out. And it's a fucking beautiful arc. And then in My Name is Earl, it's kind of the same thing where like he becomes a criminal scumbag again, and then he realizes that he's wrong because he's wronged his friends and shit has gone wrong. It's interesting that I've drawn that comparison in my head. A lot of stories do things like this. I just like that character trope of the bad character becomes good, but they struggle with their good identity. So there's the moment where they become completely bad again, and then realize, holy shit, I screwed everything up. Being good was the better way. Fuck, go back. Fuck, man, Dragon Ball's so good.
Yeah, there's just so much. I think I'm good for like one or two more good questions. I think I don't know what else. I'm sort of at the point of like I don't know what else to say about, because I think I've just about, I suppose, say, you know what, I got one for you. Best girl in the DBZ universe. And you got plenty to pick.
I have
18.
Okay,
18?
good.
All right.
Real quick, I have two more questions, and one of them might take a long time. We'll see.
Well,
But first, we'll do this one. So why is 18 the best girl, Andrew? And Andrew, you're allowed to leave early if you need to. It can be between me and Mo. But we are going to talk about Dragon Ball Z Abridged, so you might want to stick around for a little bit.
I'm really not bothered trying to sleep through one of my classes just to talk about DBZA.
I think you are. I think you might.
What's my phone at? My phone's at... Ooh, fuck. Not a... Yeah.
Plug it in, Wicca. What are
I can't
you doing?
plug it in because that's where my port is. You know, the one plug.
Okay, whatever. I mean, let's blaze through these other two questions. They'll be quick, and then hopefully you'll be there for the beginning of the DBZA discussion at the very least.
Sure.
But why is it 18? Tell us why 18 is best girl, real quick.
Blonde, strong, likes dwarfs. What else do you need?
True, fair, understandable, and based. Mo Diggity.
Bulma, but it's Dragon Ball Super Bulma, with like the hot blue hair and all that stuff. I mean, not that she's not like
using the Dragon Balls to make her ass more perky.
Oh yes. My God, yes. Like I have like, dude, if there were ever like an anime like chick I want to make real so I can afford to plow her, yeah, you know, it'd definitely be Bulma out of all of them. Fuck yeah.
So real quick, My answer's fucking Bulma, by the way.
All right, good stuff. Amanda Culture, I see.
My answer's Bulma, but real quick, I would like to take you back to 13-year-old Riley's answer. Because I had a unique Dragon Ball waifu back then.
Which I do not, wasn't it?
I know, which I do not hold now because this character is like a 13-year-old girl. But I was a 13-year-old boy back then. So I just real quick want to say my Dragon Ball waifu back in the day, when I was a kid, was Pan from Dragon Ball GT. I was super into Pan from Dragon Ball GT.
That makes sense because like most like a lot of like boys back then are like, oh, she's so cute and all that stuff.
She had like the cute anime face, but she also was like a tomboy. She had like the headband and shit. She was like the perfect mix. She was like one of my first like big anime waifus. Like I was hard into Pan. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick. That was my unique Dragon Ball take back in the day. Was I was rather than being into Bulma or Chi-Chi or Android 18, I was a fucking Pan loyalist. But anyway, the question I want to bring up, this is a big question, but I think it's one we can answer quickly and concisely before we get to DBZA. Favorite character in all of Dragon Ball, gun to your head. For me, it's got to be Goku. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard. There's so many other people I want to give it to for like so many amazing moments. But at the end of the day, the influence that Goku has on the world around him is not to be understated. And just watching him overcome adversity time after time and just have a smile on his face the whole time, even when things look grim. Fighting strong guys just makes him excited. Even if he's completely fucked, he's like, I'm excited. I want this fight to play out because it's fucking great. But also, he has a strong sense of loyalty to the earth and wants to save it. Like that, like moments like in Battle of Gods, like the I won't let you destroy my world moment.
Yeah.
And like moments like that just show Goku's strong compassion for the world around him. And he is an amazing character, despite not even changing that much throughout the series. He was amazing from the beginning. He's amazing till the end. He's the best character.
We gotta do an episode or two where we talk about our favorite, like all of our favorite Dragon Ball movies, including the super movies as well.
Yeah, I meant to talk about the movies tonight, but we
don't
have all night.
Way too fucking long. We haven't even talked about the TF4-star stuff yet.
Well, I mean, Mo Diggity, what do you have to do? We could do a fucking 3.5-hour podcast. What do you got going on?
I want to live stream again tonight.
God damn it! All right.
That's what I want to do, and I am kind of dying for a smoke. So,
fair enough. Andrew, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball?
Probably Frieza.
That's a good pick.
I kept up.
All right, Andrew might need to go to bed.
Yeah, I think the battery is fucking. I think he's fucking needs to be recharged.
His phone battery is not the only battery that's dying on his end.
It's like burr.
What do you mean? I can just.
We can't understand a word you're saying.
He's not even speaking English anymore.
Bro, go to bed, man. It's all good. We're almost done anyway. You can bail.
Okay. I missed the. Where's the button?
All right, later, man.
Where's the button?
I don't know where the. Oh, there it is.
He found the button.
All right. So, what was the fucking question again? Because now I forgot.
Okay, so the question is, you have to gun to your head your favorite character in Dragon Ball.
Oh, fucking Master Roshi. Like I said earlier, I don't think I changed my mind on that. Because, and I'll tell you why. And then I'm going to get something to drink after this because my mouth is like a fucking Sahara desert.
Do you have to take a fucking 5-minute break before we talk about Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Or? No.
Can we take a quick 5-minute break before we do Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
That's fine. We just have to be silent so Jason could cut it out.
Yeah. Of course. I'm going to be AFK. All right. So before we get to Abridged, favorite character. This is why, because Master Roshi always fucking comes in clutch. Whenever you fucking just need, when everyone is fucking down, who fucking steps up? Like fucking Yoda, like fucking Qui-Gon, like fucking Obi-Wan. Who fucking shows up and fucking rules of nature's fucking everybody. It's fucking Master Roshi. Master Roshi is the obvious MVP in the Universal Tournament of fucking Power Arc because he's the only one I think that actually takes down like four fucking people by himself, and helps almost take down fucking Zamasu, and in fucking Super, he's despite his old age, he's still able to bust out in the fucking strongman fucking form. He's got I think it's supposed to be like the most powerful original form of the Kamehameha wave or something like that. Like, he is the absolute undisputed master of the Kamehameha. And then you've got all this stuff like he still teaches, and he teaches fucking everybody. And because that the Turtle School is vastly superior to any other martial arts school in that fucking timeline, his fighters, they take down fucking big boss motherfuckers. They take down entire armies, and it'll be only half of them. Like in Resurrection F Frieza, a couple of them went down, but when the core fighters, Goku, Krillin, fucking Piccolo, Yamcha, I think fucking Tien was there too, I think. But all the core Turtle School fighters fucking took down Frieza's fucking entire army. And
yes, but just real quick, I want to say
it was a really cool little touching moment in Resurrection F when he says, "Hey, Krillin, stop having so little confidence in yourself. You're a fucking student of the Turtle School." And fucking Krillin kicks his fucking ass. And I'll go ahead and wrap up there because Master Roshi's just like awesome all across the board. And the very first time you see him like do a Kamehameha wave in Dragon Ball is fucking awesome. It's just like the way that it's shot. You see the blue line make the fucking perfect jagged fucking circle, and it turns into that wave. It's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I just want to say real quick, yes, Tien does study with the Turtle School after the events of him.
He does?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
But
yeah, Dragon Ball, I guess, is still kind of core people, or there's that huge fucking time jump between Dragon and into Dragon Ball and the beginning of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so in the time between his fight with Goku at the end of the World Tournament where he fights Piccolo at the semifinals, it's Goku versus Tien. Between that like part and the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, Tien does study with the Turtle School. That is real.
Cool.
But yeah, we got a whole other show to talk about in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So Mo's gonna go take a drink of water.
It's going to be kind of funny because we're going to abridge the abridged Team 4-Star.
We're gonna try, Mo, but I know you. I know your nature, and I know mine. I feel like we might not be successful.
Wag out of my fucking mouth.
Go get some water. I'll be right back.
All right, 5-minute break starting now.
It's Graggling time. So anyway, Jason, don't cut this part out. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna say stuff. So, you guys know anything about space and stuff? So, apparently there's, like, tons of stuff in space.
Oh, hey, Graggle, what's up? What's going on, Graggle? How you doing?
Big, good time, friend Riley.
Yes, of course. We are friends on a podcast. I'm definitely not your money laundering slave. Great time.
Great. By the way, why are you still recording?
Because we're still doing the show.
Wait, where are you guys?
We were just taking a brief break because Mo wanted to drink some water.
Toilet water?
Yeah, probably.
Church's chicken water.
Church's chicken water. I have some things I had to wrap up before Mo gets back, but feel free to continue speaking to our audience, Graggle. I'm sure you were doing a great comedy routine.
Okay, so space. You guys know about space? So, apparently in space, like, you know how everything's pulling on it and shit? You guys want to know about a black hole? Because a black hole is really interesting. Instead of instead of just sucking everything in, it actually warps time around it. Basically, the reason you
It's
can't
the event horizon.
yeah. The reason you can't escape a black hole is because literally it's pulling you in with time. It's hard to explain, but it's easy if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, has Riley showed up yet? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm back. All right, Graggle. I know you don't have too much to say about Dragon Ball, so I'll let you get back to your space adventures.
Space Adventures.
That was Graggle Issue Crew, folks, our 8th member. He's a busy guy, so we don't get to see much of him. But if you want to learn more about him, there may or may not be a website coming soon where you can learn more. So look out for that. That was our 8th member, Graggle Issue Crew. But anyway, folks, we gotta talk about Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is a internet series created by Team 4-Star, a group of somewhat experienced people who had worked on Abridged series in the past. Abridged series being comedic retellings of anime, made as like YouTube web shows. And this group of experienced Abridgers came together and they started a Dragon Ball Z Abridged series. And it is, I was going to say arguably, but I don't think it's arguable. It is the biggest Abridged series of all time.
Yeah, that and Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
I don't know. Well, Hellsing Ultimate Abridged is good, but I don't know if it's the biggest Abridged series.
Oh, dude, it's fucking amazing, is what it is, man. And like, yeah, sure. There's tons.
I'm talking about popularity, not quality. Hellsing Abridged is great, I'm sure. I'm just saying, in terms of popularity, it's Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and maybe there's an argument to be made for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
I haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but I really want to. But nah, man, don't sleep too much on fucking Hellsing Abridged, because Hellsing Abridged is insanely popular. It might be,
and it is made by Team 4-Star, so
yeah, it might be a good chance. It might be as popular as fucking Team 4-Star Abridged DBZ.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, so Dragon Ball Z Abridged spans 60 episodes, retold the story of Dragon Ball Z from the beginning with the Raditz and Saiyan saga to the end of the Cell saga. Unfortunately, it was canceled before they could cover the Buu saga, but we still got 60 great episodes that I think still had a great narrative beginning, middle, and end. And I'm just going to say it. It's a controversial take. I think I might like Dragon Ball Z Abridged more than the original in a lot of ways. Maybe not in all ways, but in a lot of ways, I think it maintains the spirit, maintains the quality of the characters, while also bringing a great, hilarious comedic element to it, and also maintaining the actual depth of the story, especially the Cell Saga. The Cell Saga especially is it stands on its own. You could tell me this is Dragon Ball Z real, and I would not doubt it.
There's just so much that the Team 4-Star dudes do to absolutely improve upon Dragon Ball Z as an entire series. And it's fucking funnier. It turns out, Vegeta's screaming, "I am the hype," after fucking Trunks just goes, "Do you really believe your own hype that much?" That shit's fucking funny.
The hype. Yes.
Yeah. And then there's so many quotable lines from the Team 4-Star Dragon Ball content. Where fucking Goku thinks that the villain that they're fighting is Santa because they're attacking at Christmas time. And he's like, "Oh no, Santa, that's it. You've got to go down." And,
no, but it was Santa.
It was Santa?
Yes.
I don't remember. It's been a while since
it was the Plan to Eradicate Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my favorite fucking movies. They make shit so good. If you were to ask me what's my favorite Hellsing Ultimate or Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, I can easily say Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, even though I fucking love the original version. With this one, it's just a little bit it's a little bit more difficult to definitively say that I prefer the abridged version over Dragon Ball Z, just because
Well, here's the
there's
thing.
just so much. Oh, hold on. There's just so
Go ahead.
much that I love about the original series, and I can't disconnect myself just for the funny.
True, and I don't think it's just the funny with Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Here's the thing. The first, 20 some odd episodes of Dragon Ball Z Abridged are just a comedy. They're a good comedy.
Yeah.
And there are some good moments that are genuine, but it's more a comedy than it is a real show. But as you get to the end of the Namek saga and throughout the entire Android and Cell saga, it starts to stand on its own and have real writing quality and emotional depth that rivals the original.
Yeah, you start to realize that you're actually watching another a version of the show. This Dragon Ball Abridged has done so well that Sean Schemmel shits on it at every single convention and looks dejected every time a fucking fan asks about him, because he's also kind of one of those dudes where you're like, oh, you didn't see my one interview about this same topic in 1989 or 1999 over at this one obscure Oklahoma Comic-Con with this one zine that's been dead for a while, never had an internet presence. Whatever. He's kind of like that a little bit, and he does that with a lot of people, but he hates the Team 4-Star people for quote unquote stealing his content. But
Yeah,
it really
fuck
is that fucking
off.
good, and there's no stealing whatsoever. This is a fun fucking project. It was good. It's fucking parody. Get over it. You don't get to bitch about parodies.
Okay, so it's done great in the original show. Let me lead with that. It is still done amazingly in the original show. But one scene that I think is so much, which is crazy because it's already so emotionally deep, but the Goku sacrifice in Dragon Ball Z Abridged specifically, not against Raditz, obviously, that was episode 2, it was still a stupid comedy back then. His sacrifice against Cell was fucking, it tore my heart out of my fucking chest.
It was good for a minute, and then all of a sudden you get the pop, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. This is a comedy."
Well, of course, because you gotta
that's funny.
It is a comedy, and you have to add levity. But the thing is, the way that Goku, this happens in the original, but it's not as direct. In Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Goku's final speech is an apology, 100%. He is apologizing to Gohan for not being there for him and for just assuming that he would have the same fighting spirit that he did and throwing him into the situation head first, thinking that he loved to fight when he didn't, and Goku's a fucking idiot for believing that. But he's like, but I'm proud of you, son. You've done me well. It doesn't matter if you like to fight or not. You're an amazing and smart kid, and you're going to be a great scholar someday. And I gotta save the Earth. I'm sorry. Goodbye. It was fucking... Oh my god. I talked about it on me and Jason's old show, the Jelly U podcast that came out on his second channel. We did an episode about media that made us cry, and I talked about specifically Goku's sacrifice in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's just so impactful. Just hearing Goku being like, I fucked up, and I'm sorry, but I love you, son. You're gonna be great at whatever you do someday. And now I have to fucking pay the piper for making my mistakes and just throwing this all on you and letting you get overwhelmed and letting you get overconfident and all that shit. Just I could have prevented this, and I'm sorry, and it's time to pay the piper. And then he fucking sacrifices himself.
Yeah. I love their spin on King fucking oh, I just fucking said his name like a fucking dozen times.
King Kai, King Yenma, King Kai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. King Kai, because King Kai is like his second favorite character in the fucking in the show, and we don't get a whole lot of King Kai in Super. It's literally everyone else, but that's okay because we got a shit ton of King Kai and all the Kais and stuff. I kind of wish that they would bring fucking PyCon back, because one of the... I wanted to say this earlier, but I kind of forgot all about it because we were just talking about everything else. A little mini arc that got really slept on by a lot of people, except like true fans of the freaking series who will remember this, is in when after Goku sacrifices himself and kills King Kai and the monkey and the fucking floating grasshopper, because Cell blows up their fucking planet and annihilates all of them. They ascend to the higher plane with the Grand Kai, who's supposed to be the god of all the Kais, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and Pycon and the dude who's based off of our Hercules, Legend of Hercules,
Olaboo.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all in there. It's a fucking really, really cool little mini arc, and then you get to see like one of the dudes we haven't seen since that arc, fucking Pycon, because Pycon's like really badass, and that was one of those characters I really wish came back.
Okay, Mo, we've had this argument before, and I don't want to turn it into an argument. I'm literally just stating objective fact here. It's unfortunate, and I agree with you that it shouldn't be true with this arc specifically, but it is. The Otherworld Tournament arc is not canon.
It is so fucking canon.
It's not.
It happens right after the fucking sacrifice.
But it's not.
Everyone. It's like right afterwards. There's nothing else that they just don't
Dragon
die.
Ball.
They don't die out of the
listen.
blue.
Shh. Let me say
shush
it.
Me.
Shh.
Team 4-Star. We're supposed to talk about Team 4-Star. What are we doing here?
Real quick, I just needed to make a point, and I said don't argue with me, and you did anyway.
I say.
The Dragon Ball Super is the objective case with this. The manga is what's really canon, and Dragon Ball Super is written with that in mind. That is why the Otherworld Tournament does not come back up, because it's not canon, because it's not in the manga. It was an amazing arc. It was great. Pycon was really cool. The fights were sick. It's not canon to the Dragon Ball universe.
I mean,
it's unfortunate, but it's true.
After they died, and that doesn't make sense that it wouldn't be canon, because they reference all the shit, and that's why Goku and all of them are there. They
don't reference any of it.
The other Kai, yes, it did. They do in that little arc. They talk about the Cell fight and shit, and why Cell's fucking there and everything, and he gets fucking murked by.
But they never talk about it after. They never talk about Pycon after.
Yeah, but that's we've been waiting for that, because he does get wished back eventually anyway.
We haven't been waiting because he's not actually a real character in the universe.
We even get like, East, West, North, and South Kais again in the freaking Dragon Ball universe.
Yes, the East, West, North, and South Kais are, I believe, canon. I believe they exist.
They were introduced in that arc, so it's got to be canon.
Wait. Maybe they aren't. I don't know about them, but I know that the unfortunate pill that you'll have to swallow, or you won't swallow, but they're never coming back. That at the very least you're going to swallow. Pycon and Olaboo and the Grand Kai, for sure, are not real canon characters.
I refuse to actually accept this decree of non-canonery. Canonery.
But anyway, back to Dragon Ball Z.
Canonery.
So I guess let's go around the horn, and I feel like we're both gonna have the same answer for this. So if it is the obvious one, feel free to give a runner-up. But what is your favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Oh man, fuck. Man, it's I think it's like it's the one where Trunks and Vegeta are fighting Imperfect Cell right before Perfect Cell, and Vegeta is just shitting all over fucking Cell, and he stops for a minute to like introduce fucking Trunks as his son, and without skipping a fucking beat, he just fucking just starts shredding fucking Trunks, like calls him a fruit, and he clarifies and says, "Oh, not in a gay way or anything, more like a."
He just looked like a fruit, literally,
like a literal fruit. Like something is said, and he shoots back. He
just says eggplant.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite ones because I think maybe it's the one where Trunks gets pissed off and knocks Vegeta like miles.
I believe that's the next one.
Fucking ocean.
I believe you're describing two separate episodes.
Okay, well, I love that scene as well, but
that's a very good choice. The episode where Trunks has to defeat Vegeta to like
Mhm.
try to stop Cell. And then there's that monologue that Vegeta gives in the water where he's like, "Huh, this is a new feeling. Pride in someone else. Too bad it's overshadowed by all this unyielding rage."
Yes, I fucking love that fucking line. It's like one of my favorite ones. Like, I think Vegeta might actually be, and this is a question, I guess I'm answering it now, but I think Vegeta is like straight up my favorite fucking character in the abridged version. Like, because like it's kind of like no one like it's like Vegeta, Krillin, Goku, Trunks, and then like sort of like off and on everyone else as like the last one, but still really really good because I can't really think of anyone else besides that handful. Well, maybe Yamcha, because Yamcha gets shit on even harder in this fucking in this series, but it's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, true. That's a very good choice. You did not make the obvious choice I was expecting. So,
Oh, what were you expecting me
applause
to?
to you. I am going to make the obvious choice, but I'm also going to give a runner-up. That obvious answer I'm referring to, and my favorite episode is the final one, is episode 60. It is the culmination of everything the show was building up. It's an amazing story for Goku and for Gohan, and the end of Perfect Cell, who is an amazing character. Episode 60 is the best episode, pretty much objectively. It kicks ass in every conceivable way.
Which one did you think I was going to pick for my obvious one?
Episode 60, the finale. That's what I said. I thought we were both going to pick that.
Oh no! But I do like that episode a lot.
But yeah, I really love the finale for all the amazing obvious reasons. It's a fucking amazing end. But the runner-up I'll give it to is just an episode I like for like fun reasons. And I believe it's episode 34 is the number. And in that episode, that's the episode after Trunks kills Frieza and King Cold. And the episode where Goku returns to Earth. And like we kind of get like some fun little character interactions. Goku and Trunks meet for the first time. Trunks gives the news of the androids. And the characters kind of interact in fun ways. Vegeta. It ends with the Vegeta and Bulma getting down. That was a very good episode because it had fun character interactions for it being a real show. Then it also had amazing jokes. So yeah, episode 34 I believe is the number, and that's my runner up. But episode 60 will always hold a very large place in my heart as like a fucking one of the most amazing finales in history. Although I still wish they did the Buu Saga because I want more, but I understand. Burnout is a bitch, and that's what
And
happened to Team 4-Star.
Yeah, well, like Team 4-Star, like they're still doing like different kinds of content, and they're doing all sorts of stuff. It's just all that shit. Like as funny as it is, it takes so much work. Like there's a lot of work too, like to actually go. Like a lot of those animations that you see, they're reshoots or not reshoots.
Like they have to animate some parts on their own.
Yeah, they have to use frames from just a minute, like that point that okay, the eggplant joke, where he's like the Vegeta's like whipping his fucking arm back and forth. They're having to fucking like individually animate that, go through like maybe not keyframes, but like reverse back and forth, and that sounds super simple, but like you have to go through a lot of shit in order to do that back and forth, cut it, duplicate it. Like the process, it seems really easy the first 10 or 20 times you do it. But once you start doing like multiples of those types of scenes, like 10, 20 an episode, that time that it takes to fucking do those cuts and edits, it fucking stacks up, man. Like there's no lies when people say they spent like 8-10 hours on a 5-10 minute fucking video. That shit's real. And it's not even like stop motion animation, for instance, like not the obvious hard to edit stuff. I'm talking about like Team 4-Star shit. That shit takes a while.
Yeah, fair enough. It was just believe it or not, that amazing of a show takes a lot of effort to make. And they made that amazing 60 episodes, and The fans wanted more, so they promised more because they wanted to commit to it, even though they knew they couldn't. And then when the time came, it was like, yeah, we can't fucking do this. We're gonna have to figure out how to let the fans down easy, as it were.
Yeah, like it would be fun if they just did more of the movies. Like I
The-
like to see them do some like Dragon Ball Super abridged stuff.
It
That would
was
be
literally the movies that like not the movies, but a specific movie that like killed their drive. That's like the story is that
Oh, which one?
because they promised the Boo Saga and they planned on delivering the Boo Saga, but obviously before the Boo Saga you have to do BoJack Unbound because that's the movie that's between the Cell Saga and the Boo Saga where Gohan fights BoJack. And
That one kind of
they
sucks.
they tried to write BoJack Unbound abridged, and they were just like struggling so hard to do anything good with it that it like killed all of their motivation to do Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Yeah, BoJack was like only good for like the last like 10 minutes of that fucking movie. Like the big fight where fucking everyone's fighting like the last like 10, 20 minutes of the movie. The rest of it's just like a snooze fest. I could take a nap.
Which is unfortunate because with Dragon Ball Z abridged specifically, we've been waiting for the BoJack payoff since close to the beginning. Because BoJack is a joke character in like episode 7. Because it's lore that BoJack was trapped in King Kai's planet until it blows up at the end of the Cell Saga. So they reference that in Dragon Ball Z abridged by BoJack being like this pirate guy who sometimes tries to talk to King Kai, and King Kai says, "Shut up, BoJack." So we've been waiting for the payoff on BoJack the entire fucking show.
Okay. All right. All right. I get it now then. I guess I never really caught those.
Yeah, in early episodes, that was like a bit, was that that BoJack was sealed in King Kai's planet. So like sometimes he would like say something in his pirate voice, and King Kai would be like, "Shut up, BoJack." But so we never got to see BoJack escape the planet, which is unfortunate. We could have gotten pirate movie. It would have been good, but yeah, TFS unfortunately ended with the Cell Saga, but it was a beautiful ending. Yeah, I guess any final thoughts before we wrap things up today?
um No, I think that I've said everything that I can say about Team 4-Star, man. It's a fantastic fantastic little show, fun little bit of internet lore and internet humor, and I'm really glad that I got to watch it, you know, when it was still going strong so I can like enjoy the community and then enjoy the community even further later on because it's still going fucking strong. I mean, thanks to all the shit that they still do. You know, and I'm really glad that they didn't stop doing content. That's really good because I watch their shit on TikTok all the time.
Yeah, they do fun shit now. They sometimes they
Yeah.
do Dragon Ball shorts. They also do like podcasts and shit, and just fun miscellaneous content. So there still exists a Team 4-Star community, of course,
Mhm.
and it's very good that that's still around.
Yeah. I think I want to do an episode on like Hellsinger Bridge, though. If you ever want to watch that, it's fucking great.
It's a pretty short series, right? There's only a couple episodes, so I would definitely
No.
binge it.
There's like I think 8 or 9.
Well, yeah, but compared to Dragon Ball Z abridged, which has 60, there's 8 or 9 Hellsing.
Oh
abridged
yeah.
episodes. So
Well, Hellsing Ultimate's pretty short too. I think it's got about the same amount.
so yeah, I'll definitely be watching that at some point, and I will join in. It's just I never had any interest in the original Hellsing, so that kind of kept me away. But at the end of the day, it is an abridged series written by Team 4-Star, so I'm sure even without the context, I'll enjoy it.
Well, honestly, since it's so short, I recommend that you watch Hellsing Ultimate because Hellsing is pretty good, but it can be a little bit boring. Hellsing Ultimate is pretty much the first iteration, but revamped with bigger and better and more everything.
We need to do an episode about a bridge series of Jet. In fact, Mo, we need to make a deal right now.
Mhm.
I will commit to Hellsing Ultimate Abridged for sure if you'll do me this. At least
Maybe.
equivalently to the amount of episodes of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. No, not Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Fucking Hellsing Abridged. My bad. I misspoke. So there does exist an abridged series that I think is the only abridged series that rivals or is maybe even better than Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
and it is an abridged series of an anime that on its own is usually considered bad, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't like. But the abridged series is fucking amazing.
Well, you hyped it up, so what is it?
It's Sword Art Online abridged.
All right, I can do that.
Watch Sword Art Online abridged, and I will watch Hellsing Ultimate abridged, and we just need to do an episode on abridged series in general very soon.
I mean, like, for crying out loud, with Sword Art Online, man, I'm so fucking bored, man. We get to the, like, it's kind of good, but it's just, I don't know, it's mostly boring. And I'm just like, I'm watching the whole fucking thing. I'm getting, like, I think I got past the first season, maybe. But, like, I'm just like, when does this get fucking good? It's kind of
I
like
like the original show, but I know it has a lot of flaws. The Dragon Ball, fucking Dragon Ball, Sword Art Online abridged is a fucking masterwork.
All right, I'll have to watch that, because that's the reason why I haven't watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure yet. Is because everyone tells me the first season's kind of shitty. Just skip it and just go to the second one. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can appreciate a whole fucking series if I don't watch the entire thing.
Yeah, that's
From
my
like
thing.
start to finish.
I
That
can't
bothers me.
fucking do it.
I do it very rarely. Like Sons of Anarchy, I got in on, I think, season 4 or season 5. And I didn't know shit about the show. I was like, they just kept showing the promo with Danny California. And I knew that Ron Perlman, fucking Hellboy, was in there. It's like, well, I gotta watch this at least like one episode. It was like the most badass fucking episode series of all time.
That was me when I went through my brief Walking Dead phase, because I always like did not like The Walking Dead, but I got into it for like the first 5 episodes of season 8. And that was like the only time that I was into Walking Dead, because I heard like friends at school talking about like how Negan kills Glenn and Abraham with his fucking nail bat.
Mhm.
And I was like, that sounds metal as fuck. And then I watched that, and I watched like the next few episodes of the season. I was actually into it, but then eventually it was like, I think there was something with the cable. I lost access, and I just never got back into it. From what I hear, most of Walking Dead is god awful.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm only watching it now because I've been watching it for so fucking long, and I know the ending is coming, and I've just got it's almost done. The pain is almost over with. I can finally stop here and rest in peace, and I'll just skip the fucking shitty movies because I know they're gonna suck. I don't want to watch the movies. I just want the ending to this series just to be the end of the universe. Like, I prefer it at this point to just like have everyone like, at the end of it, everything pauses and then it just zooms out to Bugs Bunny at a fucking artist studio little fucking desk, and he just fucking erases everything and goes, ain't I a stinker? And just fucking end the fucking series that way. Fuck it. Or, aliens controlled by dogs, or alien UFOs controlled by dogs, like in Silent Hill 2. Just tell the fan base to go fuck itself. It's the only way that fucking I almost said Cyberpunk, that fucking Walking Dead can redeem itself in the eyes of the audience.
Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you all for listening to the Issue Crew. This is our longest episode by far. It'll get chopped down a little bit on editing, but even then it'll be like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. So
yeah, we talked a lot about something we really like, so that's going to happen.
Hell yeah. And I hope that there are a couple people out there who enjoyed this talk. If you're as invested of a Dragon Ball fan as we are, because this series means a lot to us. So we talked about it for a really long fucking time.
Yeah.
And Jason will be upset when he has to edit it because he hates Dragon Ball. But yeah, that's it. So Mo Diggity, where can our listeners find you on the internet?
Oh, they can find me at twitter.com/MoSiteGaming42. I got a pin tweet all my stuff on there, or I got a Linktree link in my bio, my bio. You can go check that out. I shit post and post memes.
All right, and real quick, I do want to say, because he was here for like 2/3 of the episode, he's not here to do his plugs.
Yeah, that battery died on him.
Yeah, his real life battery died on him. If you want to check out Andrew, you can do that on Twitter at twitter.com/ NGEL from Hell Zero. It's Angel from Hell Zero, but the @ symbol acts as the A, so it's at NGEL from Hell Zero. Or if you want to check out his SoundCloud raps, you could do so at soundcloud.com/AndrewIsAway. And as for me, go to anchor.fm/Riley Megafeed. It's the Riley Podcast Megafeed. Not an active podcast feed anymore, but there's years and years of podcast content for you to check out. And more importantly, in the links to the description of the feed is everything else that I do, all of my other shows, like Pokemon Variety Hour and Detour Ahead, and my YouTube channels, and fucking my social medias, all that shit is there. But yeah, thank you for listening to the Issue Crew. I've been Riley.
And I've been Mo.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.